zi dimts bru መጻኢ This is Voice of Bright Future.
zi dimts bru መጻኢ This is Voice of Bright Future.
سلام كبرات تخاتلتي إذا مدب زي عمل فلتة من سياتنا كبن مبال من قصقاس نبوره مزاي إرتراز دالو خوينو A Bright Future of Airy زقر مدبي كم تلمود سبسكرايب نخت قبرون دا زخاخرنا دما نام مدبنا نبلوكم.
The first question they want to know is just your background a little bit. There's a lot of people hearing this.
Okay, so first of all, my name is Sigal, Kook Avivi. Somebody said that yesterday somebody said that he knows another Sigal. The other Sigal is Sigal Rosen, and she works in the organization. I'm a human rights activist. I've been basically, I do not belong to any organization. I don't work in any NGO. Everything I do as an activist, as an independent activist. I've been working with the community, with the asylum seeker community, since 2011 or 12. I started out when I started teaching, replacing my daughter. My daughter did this, instead of army, she did a social service in the UNHCR, and she worked with the asylum seekers. We went down to the prison that the asylum seekers were kept in Saharonim. I don't know if you know that name, when they arrived. And she kind of pushed me into this. And she enrolled me to start to teach the asylum seekers that were in Tel Aviv, Hebrew and English. Quickly, I started looking for the women and the children, and I ended up working with the Eritrean Women's Center. I taught there for a long time Hebrew and also computer skills to the women and the children. That was a situation where I got to know the community. I didn't know much about what was happening in Eritrea, and I learned through these women that I worked with them. I tried to help in small things like, hospitals and employers. Later on, I started working with the Sudanese community in Israel, teaching them. In December 2013, I don't know much if you know about it, the government of Israel has put into place a law calling for the asylum seekers that both come into Israel, that come in currently to Israel at that time, and that asylum seekers that are in Israel to be jailed in a detention center, in a prison center. I met a group of Sudanese that marched on December. We call it March for Freedom. They marched from Chulot, from the detention center in the Negev, to Jerusalem, the capital city, where they wanted to reach the Supreme Court and also the government, and to claim that they are asylum seekers and not infiltrators, as Israel has referred to them. I marched with them. I met these people that hardly knew Hebrew or English, and I marched with them. One of them today is known as Muni Maron. He's the Sudanese leader, not only in Israel. He's probably going to be, if Sudan is ever going to be free, he's probably going to be one of the main figures in Sudan. And I met with him, and I understood then that I can't continue as just to teach Hebrew. I would probably have to be an activist. I never imagined that this will be happening after a few years, that I am completely involved with the community. I did many things when they were in jail for 4 years in Cholot. We would go down there every Saturday in order to encourage the people not to sign voluntary release. I went to Uganda. I followed the asylum seekers that were deported to Uganda, unfortunately. I also went to Europe, to Germany and Swiss, to collect testimonies of those that were deported from Israel through Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan, the Sahara, and Libya, and cross the sea. With these testimonies and with the knowledge that I gained through the years, me and a partner, an Israeli friend, we, as independents, as activists, when everything was lost, because in January 2016, the Israeli government decided to move from voluntarily deportation to forceful deportation. We petitioned to the Supreme Court, and we succeeded. after we succeeded, we also moved to release the people that were still in the detention center, and we also succeeded with that. I've been doing a lot of things with the community, both as an activist and both as somebody that's trying to help the community on a social level. At this point, we are now, me and again my same partner, we are trying to. We launched a campaign where we are calling for the Israeli government. This petition against the deportation, the deposit law. I will tell you a little bit about it. Has been going on for 3 years, but now we said that since the corona has hit so many people and the community here has lost jobs, we launched a campaign a few days ago, calling for the government to pay the community, give the community back. We're calling it تخزير الكسف, which means give back the money and give the community back the money that their own money that is in the deposit law.
Yeah, thank you. It just
I can't hear again. Oh.
We're hearing you, Sigal. שומעים אותכם בעיה.
Okay.
the same. Yeah. Could you elaborate again? They just heard news about the 20% tax they took from the refugee, and then they give him back. There's a news this morning. They told us, and could you add on that?
Okay, so the news isn't from this morning. This news is actually from 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I just want to say a little bit. It's not a tax. It's the law was implemented. The deposit law. Okay, the deposit law was started being implemented on the salary of May 2015. The idea of this law, basically, so let's understand what this law is, and then we'll understand what happened in court today. The idea of this law is basically to cause the asylum seekers to leave Israel. This is basically Israel's main agenda for the asylum seekers since they started coming to Israel, is to cause them to leave Israel at any price. Israel does not regard its obligation to the Geneva the Geneva Convention. It has no regards for their rights. Israel has done everything during the years to prevent their rights. Basically, the law says that each asylum seeker that works in Israel, on top of the taxes, and this is why it's important for you to understand, on top of the taxes they are paying, which they are paying more than Israeli citizens, because me as a citizen, I am paying taxes only above the average salary. So let's say the average salary, or the minimum salary, I'm sorry. Let's say the average salary is 10,000 shekel a month. The minimum wages is, let's say, 6,000 shekel. And I do not pay taxes on 6,000 shekel. The asylum seekers pay taxes from the first shekel they earn. That means that they actually pay more than Israelis, in a way. On top of that, and they don't enjoy anything, they don't receive any social benefits, they don't receive nothing at all. Basically, Israel has given nothing to the asylum seekers for the 10-11 years that they've been here. They haven't given them housing, they hardly give them health, they only give them health treatment if they reach the hospital and they reach the emergency room. But it's very, very hard for the asylum seekers to receive any kinds of benefits. But they are paying taxes. It's really important to understand this. As I said, Israel's policy is to cause the asylum seekers just to give up and to leave Israel. And I must say that Israel has succeeded over the years to cause somewhere between 20,000 to 30,000 people to leave Israel. I think to my best of the knowledge, a lot of people have been left to Eritrea, and we don't know what happened to them. We do know that some people that left to Eritrea succeeded escaping again. I met some of them in Europe. A lot of people have been deported back to Sudan, and we're talking things that are against the law. I know that many of them have been jailed, tortured, and murdered. Some of them have been murdered the same day they landed in Sudan. Israel has also used the tactics of sending people to a third country, Rwanda and Uganda, claiming that these are safe countries. And we know, and this is why I went to Uganda, because I wanted to understand the system in place. We know that they are deported from Rwanda within 48 hours. We know that Uganda has a different system in place that causes them to leave Uganda again voluntarily. And it's very important to understand this because Article 33 in the Geneva Convention claims that you cannot deport anybody to a place that endangers his life or liberty. So Israel has used these places in order to say we don't endanger them. Basically, it's just a turning, it's just a revolving door to cause people to continue the journey wherever they are, back to their countries, back to their countries of origin, or back, or to end up being enslaved wherever it is in Libya. So and one of the messages is to cause them to be so desperate that they will leave voluntarily, especially after the fact that the petition, our petition to the Supreme Court has succeeded because Israel has been left with no option to deport them forcefully. The idea is to take 20% on top of the taxes from the asylum seeker's salary, his own hard work money. The employer at the same time will pay 16%, and that will include compensation for if he's laid off work. That will include any social social benefits. Like for instance, if I work in some place and I'm fired, I get paid because I'm fired, or I get social benefits. The government of Israel says the asylum seekers will not get these social benefits. It will all go into this tax deposit fund, and they will receive both their 20% and the 60%. Not all of it, but they will receive it once they leave Israel. That is the law. They call the deposit law. The organizations have petitioned against this law for 3 years now. And the Supreme Court would the country would come and say back and forth. They would go back and forth. It would be very difficult. The Supreme Court does not want to confront the Israeli government many times. It's very difficult for them. But basically, the country keeps saying, the state keeps saying all kinds of things. This is a very important law. It encourages people to leave, and so on and so forth. Today, the Supreme Court, with I think 7 or 5 judges, I didn't understand completely. I can tell you if that's important. The majority of the judges decided today, and this was only given 5 o'clock. And it's over 101 pages. So I haven't read it all. So I don't understand it completely, the implications of it. But generally, the idea, the head of the Supreme Court said that this is an unlawful law. It's against. We don't have a constitution, but we have a few laws that are constitution laws. It's against the constitution. It hurts somebody in one of the main things that is called like their right to the right to ownership. And since the asylum seekers they don't own anything. The only thing they own is their salary. So hurts their right to ownership. And the decision of the Supreme Court, and this has to be implemented by the government, so we can't be happy yet. We don't know if this is going to happen. But the decision is that the 20%, the part of the 20% in which each asylum seeker had paid his own, will be returned to the community, to the asylum seekers. The 16% will stay in this deposit law in order to continue to put pressure on the asylum seekers to leave Israel. The other thing that's really important for me to clarify is that the government of Israel has implemented this law, but has not taken care of the fact that many employers, I don't know the numbers, but I know that many employers took the 20% of the asylum seeker, either put it in their pockets or whatever, but didn't put it in the deposit law. So we know that even now that this is sort of a victorious decision of the Supreme Court, we know that even now a lot of people within the community that 20% was taken off will not be receiving anything. So they are still in a very, very, very difficult situation.
Thank you. Hammer سمعنا لها؟
هو سمعك له.
حصر هطرا بلغا منالبات انت تترجمو زي حشا قوينو يسمعنا. بين أقدمك كندي ساعات تكتسنا تخدمو حتى.
Sigal, I'm trying to he's asking you how long you could stay on this question and answer.
Basically, I tried. At least another half hour. I have to speak to the community today,
Okay.
in order to make them understand. So we said somewhere around 10, but maybe I will. It can be a little bit postponed. So
No problem.
half an hour, 45 minutes.
I'm gonna translate them in just shortly. I'm trying to give him some answer. فرق ساعات خصنا دخل ناي كوميونيتي عدم لني او خزارب يسو بزح زي بالليني لاتن لاس تي تبلو دلا انتايو شمي سيغال كوكيا تبهال مس قوالا تنقاسقس ناتا زي ني إريتريان أبزناي دكنستيو من قسقاسات أو تلاليهم منوح وان تلاليه مسوم سرح سنيحه كي تدناغروا خاني خالق سيغال كاتب الله إلاتهم probably تهم إسرائيل تقوموا لهم فلتوات هونهم انت تبل دلا بزعبا زي حجد واتس نيوس تي عندي تقول صوت انيحه كمي واسفحه ننوح وان كم تقالوا سلو 16% أبرسيو 10% يدل زي كابت دوموزم دوس دو يقرص لهم نيرو 36% بالله almost نفرق قربي اجي كابزي دوموز زي وسيدومون زي مثلهم اي رخبون يوم كم تروتا كم زي كالون هاجرات رخبو على كابينشن ديركب
عندنا اوروبا سيستم مالتي
هو هجي إذا كله أب كتعي نيرو بزحنا تنقسم إسرائيل لومي دوتوا the Supreme Court ناي العلواي بيت فردي تجاج تزاربه طعمو مثل جن حمش تميت بيجي أيام بكون حجي قد قرب ساعات دوت أيمو مثلا بكون صبوا جرخ قرص لكم خليه جن دحن تصفاد اللويد مثل نتي نتن 10% نهم رسولهم مالتي تعسر شدشته أي ترى عيننا بتورقات يعطون الله سو نزياس في حق تقلد صنيعة ناينوح مكساس نورتيان
منجس الله خمش
الله سمعك الله
اوكي يا اوكي وابين دحر كنملو سلا زخنا دحن صقا ما يكون قتل يا حمر قتل حتى تفكر
yeah okay Sigal, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
They want to know the second question. They want to know how we could fight in this. We start like the Bright Future movement. We doing some kind of aware to other people, to Israeli government, other countries, how we could do this fight, how we could penetrate people of Israel. We can hear us loudly. Could you give us some advice? That's the second question.
Okay, so wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages. The situation in Israel is complex in a way, okay? Basically, it's pretty ridiculous because we're talking about a community in Israel. We're talking about somewhere between 28,000 to 31,000 asylum seekers. And I keep talking about asylum seekers because Israelis don't care whether they're Sudanese or Eritreans or come from Nigeria. We are talking about a community of asylum seekers around the number of 31,000 in Israel. Is a state of 8.5 million people. So you understand that this is actually nothing. Basically, it's really nothing. We do have a community of somewhere between 200 and 300,000 migrant workers coming from whether it's China or the Asian world, from Ukraine, from places like that. We have a problem of the definition of people, of the asylum seekers in Israel. Most of the people Okay, let me go back. The Israeli government has, again, against the Geneva Convention, have prevented the asylum seekers to serve in their RSDs. There's, refugee status determinations. Israel has done this purposely in order not to be able to give them a recognition of as being refugees. And then what we have is we have the government who has tried to do its best to portray the asylum seekers as we call them infiltrators. And the word infiltrators is very powerful in Israel because in the 1950s, Israel has deported a lot of Palestinians from its area. And to prevent them to come back, they called them infiltrators and they used what you call the anti infiltration law. So once Israel in 2012 has started calling the asylum seekers infiltrators, in the Israeli public eye, basically, these are people that are coming to do, because the infiltrators were what we call fadayun, and they were depicted as people that are starting to coming to Israel in order to kill the Jewish population. So once the government decided to mark the asylum seekers as non-legitimate people, they call them infiltrators. And we hardly had any success to cause the main public to understand that these are not infiltrators. There's nothing like infiltrators do not exist because the Geneva Convention allows refugees to enter states not legally, infiltrating into the state, asking asking for them to have a determination of their refugee status. So what I'm saying is that the government of Israel has succeeded to tag the asylum seekers as people that are criminals, and it's constantly doing it. For instance, now in the coronavirus, where most of the community is sitting in home, not going out, following the instructions, the common knowledge in the Israeli public is that these people are walking around the streets and spreading the disease, which is ridiculous because the asylum seekers have hardly. I mean, I know of. Okay, it doesn't mean that that's they. I know of only 3 people that have been infected by the coronavirus, and they all worked in elderly homes. So they actually got it from the Jewish community. Why I'm telling you all this, because it's really, really difficult to struggle for the asylum seekers. I've been attacked many times, both physically and verbally, both by people in the government and people in the streets. So it's really hard to change people's perception of the asylum seekers. What I do want to say that twice the Israeli public has rose in 2018 when we started a campaign against the forceful deportation. I was quite amazed because almost a lot of the Israeli public stood up. They went to the square, they signed petitions, and they were said to the government, "We will not allow you to deport these asylum seekers, these refugees." So actually, as what I'm trying to say is that the government is very racist, or not. You know what? Not even racist. The government is using the asylum seekers as a card as a political game in order to rally their supporters. And the Israeli government controls a lot of the media, a lot of the newspapers. I don't even know whether to call them newspapers, but a lot of the media and a lot of the press. So it's really, really hard to struggle against the idea that the asylum seekers are infiltrators. They're black. Most of the people in Israel think they're Muslim, which I have, of course, nothing against Muslims. On the contrary, but I'm just saying that this is how they are depicted in the Israeli public. So, to your question, what can you do to change? I think from what I said, I think it's going to be very hard for a group of Africans to convince the Israeli public, Africans from outside, to convince the Israeli public that the asylum seekers that you have in Israel are actually asylum seekers. I think that if you had a way, in some ways, to convince politicians in Holland that they need to reach out to Israel and maybe say that the communities in Holland or wherever it is are telling us what is happening to the asylum seekers in Israel. And we oppose that very strongly because we know these people to be asylum seekers. And these people actually need protection. And what Israel is doing is not only harming the asylum seeker community, but as I mentioned before, I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise. I think okay. I think what's important. It's hard for me with this noise. I think what's important for if you have any way to convince politicians in your country that what Israel is doing, as I mentioned before, if we deported 20,000 or 30,000 people from Israel, and a lot of them are not alive today because they were or both deported to their countries of origin or to the one of the exodus of the this journey of asylum seekers that were forced to do again and ended up in their lives, harming their lives. I keep asking, how many people do we know that were deported from Israel are in Libya? I have contact with a few of them. So we know that Israel actually is endangering this community. It's posing danger on this community. Today I went to interview a woman. She's a mother, an Eritrean, a mother of 3. She told me that she had many times. She was a victim in Sinai. She came into Israel. She was deported from Israel back. She was in the prison in Cairo for 9 months. She was sent to Ethiopia, and I don't know exactly. I didn't collect the exact, but she was sent. She had started the journey again. She ended up being in Sinai again. She was raped again. When she came into Israel, she had many problems, and she ended up working here in Israel as a prostitution. She told me that many times she went to the migrant officers and said, "Okay, I can't take it anymore. I would like to leave." The only reason that they stopped her, they're not humane, they send a lot of people, is, they were very happy to deport her. But once they understood that she has 3 children and she won't be able to leave these children anywhere, so they prevented her from leaving Israel. So you have to understand the pressure that Israel is putting on the group of asylum seekers here in Israel is tremendous.
Okay, let me translate them. Thank you, Sigal. انت تقول لله زي بخمي كن قالصون دي نيرو تي حتو نزي بفلاي اب اذا حجي مزدر لو انا كورونا شجر تاخيبو انت تقول لله منجس اسرائيل ازي لخمان كقول سيكلين علي تاوي حماقي تكايدو ندخون انا قرب زيناي مسلمنا نا قبري نا سلطان كتصنح تقبر من قصاصاتي دلو اجي نصوم كتقبروا تقولوا تي قندي اب تددلهم هاجرات نتدلهم منقست مسمعوا نتي نايجوس كوميونيتي wherever اب كبابهم دلوت كندي سب سقوا قالوا كندي زي حماق سب وردلو نزيتات بصفوف تنقساقيسكم ليا بحالي دلانسا قال بزعواتها حنتي حفتنا كاب وان ستيتي اب سراي اب كايرو تأثيرها نبرت حماق كم دوردا أبزي بزعويات قلت زلا تجزي خي قتل أبتي عندي حتوتات كن كيد انتليكم بجكازي زيناي مزيناي كورونا تتحازي حسير ما حتو كان أقرب الله ممرس قانه مخنياتو تقفحوا العصاب زعاتي دلو في حياة الزارب دلله بزعوا نايكال
لا كتل همر
اوكي زي ابرسين تايلا زي كورونا فيروس كيل قبولهم نابل سويلونا علي تاول كان نتزبي حما بروباغندا قبرالهم بر كابهم سلستيم لخيفهم تم سلسته كمان كابتي سرحونا عبيت مقلايو بزحون كابهم تلخفين لن كلقب دخل قلنا بروباغندا قطعمونكم قد زاربوا يزن قالوا صلنا بحاليتها
صبغ ثانك يو هامر اسكي ابتي 10% ገንዘብ ክምለስ ተባይሉ ዘሎና ኢሎም የድህረ ቀትሪ ናይ ሰዓት 5 ዝወፀ ኣዋጅ ከም ተቀዲማት ገልጸ ጽንሐት معاتي جيرم ولو ديم مالسي سوري إذا معاتي زيكن مرسينا ناس جنزة بيرم ودو ألت قريتهم دين ولا أبو خلو ترايم بقى خمل سلم هنا لما مجلس أوتيم زلوا كابو
Okay. Hi, Sigal. The second question, you already touched it, is about the 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. in Israel. There's the news came out about the 20% giving back. Could you elaborate a little bit? Because they didn't understand it.
No problem.
Could you?
Okay.
Is it? I know you didn't rate it. He just came out, but I just explained to them
Okay.
shortly. Thank you.
No problem. So as I said, the Israeli government pushed to implement a law. It started trying to push this law from December 2014. The purpose of the law, the main purpose of the law was to cause the asylum seekers in Israel to despair and to leave Israel. It was like, okay, we're going to take your money away, and we're going to give it to you only if you leave. It's like an incentive to leave. And of course, we know that the asylum seeker community cannot leave anywhere because it's not like opening the border and saying, okay, you can go to Europe or you can go to Canada or whatever. The only places that you can leave Israel is basically to your own countries of origin, which of course poses danger on your life, or to the so-called third countries, Rwanda and Uganda. And we know, as I said, we know that Rwanda and Uganda do not accept the asylum seekers. They push them out of their territory in order, because I probably think that I found out of a smuggler network that works all the way from Israel that pushes the asylum seeker. It works with the migration. I don't have proof for that, but I know that for sure that it works with the migrant officers here in Israel, and it pushes the asylum seekers both out of Rwanda and Uganda, and it also pushes them all the way through to Libya, and if they're lucky, from there to the sea. But we know that the sea has been closed. So the idea is basically we are going to do as much as possible in order to encourage, let's say, the asylum seekers to leave Israel. They're doing it in many other ways. I do not want to, but the law said, okay, the law, actually, I was in the Knesset when they decided about this law, and I don't remember if one of the ministers, I don't remember her role at that time in the government, but she actually said, she called the treasury, she called the social services, and she said, I want to implement a law that will take the asylum seekers money away, but it not that much, so they will start stealing from the Israelis. That it was so cynical. I remember being shocked by her idea that, I want to take their money away, but of course I don't want them to start stealing from the Israelis. How much money do you think I can take away? And they come up with this idea that they will take away from the asylum seekers, from their salary, on top of the taxes, as they said, because they're paying regular taxes. On top of the taxes, they will be taking 20%, fifth of their salary. So, for instance, if an asylum seeker earns 6,000 shekel a month, which is what you call a minimum wages, more or less, the government will take away, on top of his taxes, 1,200 shekel, and we will put it in this deposit account. Okay, it's called the 20% deposit account. The government also wanted to create an incentive, a negative incentive for the employers not to hire the asylum seekers. We're completely cynical. We're unbelievable. So they decided they will take from the employers twice 16%. Once they will take the 60% and they will say, it's like regular social benefits and money that if they are laid off, that normally an employer has to pay, right? Because an employer has to put money aside if he will fire somebody, or he has to compensate him for something, or social service, or not health insurance, but insurance for an old age. I don't know how you call it. So that 16% will not be put in an account that the asylum seeker, once he gets fired, he can use it. No, that 16% will go into the deposit again. Also, the government punishes the employers and say you will pay 16% because you are not employing an Israeli, which is ridiculous because we have, as I said before, 200,000 migrant workers because Israel does not have enough working hands. So we're talking about somewhere 200 migrant workers, and we're talking about a small community of 30,000 people. You understand how ridiculous it is. Basically, the government is taking 20% from the worker, from the asylum seeker, 16% from the employer. So we're talking about 36% of one's salary, and it's being put into a deposit account in a specific bank. We know that in this account there are already 285 million shekels from the asylum seekers, 20%, 16% from the employers. The government does not want to release this money unless the asylum seekers will leave Israel. And I'm putting a how do you call it, a remark on this. People that left Israel, asylum seekers that left Israel, whether to
So,
Uganda or
what is the news then? What is, I mean, just why they brought it today? Is it they
so
get pressure or, yeah?
why did the Supreme Court decide this? If you
Right.
ask,
No, no, just today.
okay, so the Supreme Court has been dealing with this case unbelievably for 3 years now. This petition has been given to the Supreme Court in 2016-17. Okay, the Supreme Court has went back and forth. The government has given them all kinds of answers. The Supreme Court decided once to change the 20% and to change it to 6% for women, for people that we know that have been how do you call it, victims of not slavery. Yeah, I think it's called the slavery law, and for elderly people, for people that are over 60. But the rest will continue to pay 20%. They didn't close the petition. They said that the government has to come back. The government has to come back and give them more answers. And this went back and forth for 3 years. Today, for some crazy reason, we're not completely sure. Even that the head of the Supreme Court said it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. If you ask me, it has a lot to do with it. The Supreme Court came back with a resolution today saying to the state, the 20% law, part of the 20% law, is unlawful. It's against our constitution. We don't have a constitution, but our constitution laws, because it's hurting one's right for property. Okay? So they say the 20% that the asylum seeker has been putting into this deposit law has to go back to the asylum seekers. The 16% that the employer has been putting in the deposit law will not go back to the asylum seeker unless he leaves Israel.
Okay, okay. كترجمة لكم أنت تقول دللا زانا يلوم دلوقتي حقيقة تا عندي concern كوينو زي حق زي ساعات حمشت دلوقتي بناي كورونا يمثل إن نيرو بناي كونن for some reason وتيوم حقاو هم دي كونتي 10% دوسد دللا تقاوي مولو تعسر شديشة percent جن ستيل كوس دوا مخانم كابز عدد زمس وصاحات راهم ترخبو دبل صحوفات كم دوتوي تقلص غلا ستيلو نوح سلو دخونتي بزح ورقاقتي يعني ببتفونا الله عن توي كم توسطه مثلا ببوتو بسفحو تقلصوت هون سجزاب حطوتات كالت تليكا سا أسفيحة أبزيات تزارب دلا كساب كندي سمعيت الله أبزعاتي بقبرو دلو بطعمي كم دحرقة زي ناي كل تشحن 14 دوت حقيو تا نزح حق زي كابتن تزاربتلو ገንዘብ ናይ እስራኤላውያን ዝሰርቁ ኢላ እናገለፀት ተዛረበቶ ድሕፍር ዘረባ ብኡዮም ከም ሕጋዊ ወሲዶሞ ነበሩ ሕጂ ኣሕፊርዎም ይኸልግስዎ ደውፅዎ ዜና እያ ትብል ዘላ እንታይ ኣሎ ካልእ تحتوادلي سمعكني سجزاب
اوكي هو
سجد
بزي
انا دو حتى حنتحطوها مالتني
قتل هاي
تعدز لها.
اسكي منجي قتل
Okay, Sigal, thank you first of all for you coming here. I know we don't love anybody say thank you, but that I must say it. So I have a question for you. What can they do in the Israel? The people they live in Israel, even the refugees. What can they do? How can they solve this problem? You know you are fighting for this, but what you need from these people, from the
Okay.
even from the
So
Eritreans?
I just want to say two things that we started campaigning last week. The only power I have is to mobilize the Israeli public. I'm less successful in mobilizing the Eritrean community. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't help me. But we started a campaign mobilizing the Israeli public to do two things. I must say this really because it's important for you to understand that a lot of Israelis support the asylum seeker community. The Israeli government has granted Israelis that have children 500 shekel for each child since because of the coronavirus. We launched a campaign asking the people giving us the 500 shekel to donate it to the asylum seekers. We have received in a week 10,000 shekel, which is a lot of money because people, not not it's not a situation where the Israelis feel okay now. They're afraid for their, you know, the Israelis are in a hard position at the moment because our economy has stopped completely. People have lost their jobs, a lot of it, but Israelis came out and gave us over 10,000 shekel. We are hoping they will give us more. We already we gave this money to the Sudanese community at this point, some of it for 46 families. I am now waiting for the Eritrean community to give me names of people in the community that needs this money the most. We were thinking, and what's important about this campaign is most organizations decide who they're going to give the money. I told the community, I'm going to raise the money, me and a few other people, but you are going to be those who are deciding to whom in the community you are going to give the money. Okay. I don't want to make the decision for the community because I believe in the community and I respect them. So I need the community to come back to me and say, this is the amount of money you have, which is now 70,000 because I said we had to give the Sudanese. But now you have 70,000 shekel. I want the community to make a decision. I've been begging them for a week now. I need the names. You need to tell me who you want to give this money so I can go and give the money. And you're going to decide how much money. If you want to give each 140 families 500 shekel, fine. If you want to give, I don't know, less, 1,500, 1,500, you make the decision. So I need the community to make the decision. And I know it's very difficult. The other campaign that we started mobilizing is, as I said, we call for the government to give the asylum seekers their money. If you ask me, it has a lot to do with the fact that the Supreme Court back, because the Supreme Court started to see the Israeli public being mobilized now, calling for the government to give these asylum seekers their money back, which is very important. What I need from the community, I still need the community to help me because it's not like we don't have this money in the bank. One, okay? The government is going to make us a lot of problems in giving money back to the community. So we're going to have to struggle. We're not going to sit and wait, right? I'm not going to sit and wait. We've changed the messages of our campaign, and the message is now two. One, you have to give the community. We're not going to sit back until we see the money with the community. But also, you have responsibility for those that do not have any money in the deposit because you have decided on a law, you haven't implemented it on the fact that the employers did whatever they want with the money. So I'm going to need the community to help me to think. It's difficult now because we can't go out exactly to the streets. Yesterday, I did a small demonstration in front of the Knesset. I did it with only 4 mothers and their children. But I think we can do creative. For instance, when we wanted to fight with the deportation, I used the images of being people sold in Libya. I don't know if you saw these pictures where we auctioned asylum seekers for sale. That created a lot of. We need to think creative how we can go to the public and explain to the public, the Israeli public. The Israeli public is worried by 2,000 things at the moment. They're not happy with the government because the head of the prime minister is has over indictments over his head. They're not happy with a lot of things, and they're afraid from corona. We need the Israel to catch the Israeli attention and to explain to them again and again that the community of the asylum seekers is in danger now because of the corona and because of these laws. So I'm going to need the Israeli community, the asylum seekers in Israel, to help us do something and not to be afraid, to try and get out of their homes together. We should think about it. We should get permission from the police if it's necessary, but we need to do something. The other thing, as I said, I need the community to help me find out who are the families that need this money now the most, because I'm stuck with this money. It's not in my, of course, it's in the specific, but we need to say, I want to see the community having this money. The other thing is, I want the community to understand, okay, that if some of people are going to be receiving the money from the deportation law, which is a lot of money, okay, if they're going to receive it, I don't know how to say this, but they're going to have to share because the community is in a very bad situation. I've been in places, I've been visiting houses of refugees for years now, okay? But now on these last few days, I'm doing campaigning. I have a photographer coming with me to families that are willing to expose how they live. And yesterday was just overwhelming for me. I saw people live in conditions that, I haven't seen before. I saw children that are hungry. And I know the community is trying to help. They're trying to, they're trying to help one another with food or whatever. But we're going to have to, think. The community is going to think how are they going to act in solidarity towards one another. But, and now this is the big thing, my but, okay? It's not fair to put all the pressure on the community in here in Israel, the asylum seekers. I think for many years now, the community of the asylum seekers around the world, the diaspora, is in a better situation than the people in Israel, okay? You are going to think about you're going to have to think about the people here in Israel. You're going to have to speak to politicians. You're going to have to try and try to collect money in some way for the asylum seekers in Israel. They are actually hungry. So in a way, really, you guys are going to have to help the community. They're suffering.
تفضل.
Okay, Sigala,
يا
Allah you.
انا يا اجي
Okay,
خلا ذهبتنا ساعة تودي مسلني
all right.
خلا
Okay.
معك يمكن قد ما نقلنا من البات حتى انت لك ويدي ما منقص حتى انت لك حتى تقوليهم انت زي كنا بن يخلا قال معك قد ما انا مرة
ፀጊት ቴንኪ ዋይ ትፈቱና ከምዚ የቀኒለይ ትፈቱና ብባህሪያኩም ሓደገኛ ሰበይታ ንማ ሲጋል
Thank you, Bahal.
okay yeah well Sigal, I don't like to say again thank you, but thank you for your coming and give your advice. And if you have anything to say for us, anything what you need to pass your message.
Sigal, thank you so much. I mean, again, as everybody, and I'm from America, from Holland, Africa, Eritrea, everybody will say really thank you. I wish everybody will do the same thing what you're doing. We appreciate for you gave us time and fight for us, and we really from the heart. You can conclude unless you want to stay longer.
I have to go to speak to the
Right.
community here in Israel. I just want to say one thing. I want to end on a positive note. Many of us view the asylum seekers here in Israel that have been living with us for so long as part of us. Really, a lot of Israelis see the asylum seekers as part of us. We actually believe that they're here on their own right, and we some of us really are happy that they are here and want them to stay here, and just we're dealing with a very difficult government. And I also want to say to if for the community, whether they're here in Israel or I have tremendous appreciation from the community. I know this community has been going through so many difficulties, both in your original country, countries of origin, both on your journeys in the Sinai. I know, unfortunately, I know that you suffered tremendously. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize. Basically, I want to apologize in the name of Israelis that have not received you in open hands as we should have been more generous towards you. A lot of Israelis that know the asylum seekers know them to be hard workers, very, very inspiring people. You have inspired me personally. I am doing this because both, I believe in human rights. My family has been refugees around the world, but basically, I think one of the things is that I have learned so much from the community here in Israel. I have learned solidarity and so many things. I appreciate this community. I think you should raise your head very high. You have been going through very difficult and you have been behaving in the most admirable behavior I've ever seen. Really, I totally appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I always remember don't judge the people with the government. That's all. As soon as I get to refugee, most of the people, that's what they feel. Uh, Everybody could get refugee anytime, which is Israeli. They've been in 1940s on Hitler took over. A lot of Jewish community was in Eritrea. I mean, just they could
That's
tell you
true.
some of
No, that's true. There was a
yeah,
synagogue in Eritrea. I know.
right. We never really we treat them bad or anything, but like he said, I mean, the government is so bad. I mean, you can't really mix them with the people. It's all over the world. This kind of attitude really it hurt, but is always somebody like you is gonna stand up for other people, right? For everybody, human being. So really appreciate, and I'm gonna explain to them as soon as you finish. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I apologize that I have to leave, but I would like really to speak to the community so they will
No
understand
problem.
what the. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you having me. It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
ኣብቲ ናይ ክስታይ ተረዳእንን እዚ probably 7,000 ዝበለቶ ትተርፎ ክተርጉመሎም ዶ እዚ probably መንግስት ክገልፆ ትኽእልኻ
ናይ 70,000 ገለ ክነግረካ ብሓፈሽኡ ፅቡቅ እዩ ፅቡቅ እውን ኣይኮነን ግን
ወቲ ተረፈ ግን እንታይ ትብል ነይራ እቲ ንዕኡሲ ክንቃለሶ ኣለና እዚ ናይ ውሕዳት ዘረባ ጥራይ ኣይኮነን እቲ ተረፈ 20,000 እሱ ዋላ ኣብቲ ባንክ ሒዞሞን ክህቡኻ ከለዉ ሕማቅ ገይሮም ክህቡ ስለ ዝኽእሉ ነዚ ክንቃለሶ ኣለና ክወፅእ ኣለዎ ሰብ ክቃለስ ኣለዎ ሶፋር ናይ ኤርትራ ኮሚኒቲ ብጣዕሚ ንፉዕ እዩ ብጣዕሚ ድምስገን እዩ ከምዚ ዓይነት ጠባይ ከማን ሪአ ይፈልጥን ኢላ ፅቡቅ ጌራ ትገልፆ ነይራ ተረፈ መንግስት ብዛዕባ 70,000 ዘይተረዳእኒ ኣብርሃሎ
اوكي سمعان لها متسجد كما يوعلكم مجمرة سلام دك عدي دك إرترا
أنا ون صراحة والله ثانك يو جزاب كوتس سلودهم
ويلكم
ثانك يو زي منجز تعرف قول صح ليت قالت لي الله
اوكي هراي همر كبرت يا هبلنا
اوكي
يا بروح مشيت
ثانك يو همر حوي كما يمسيكم عندنا كما يمسيكم سلام مجمرة سلام كيبلنا نعتينا كلهم بحواتكم تقدسوا بتصقومات بزخونا عالم يهلو بإرتراوان حواتكم تقدسوا إرتراوان سلام كبلوكم يدلي كابز زولو شجير كابز وريدنا دلو وقتاوي ويدما عالم لخاو زخونا لبدا يخون قال وقتاو تتصابوتات كم حبرة سبكن سجر كاستم متحببار فغري قلم تجيرناون زي سجر ነገር የለን ቆርብ አብዛናይ 70,000 ምናልባት ነቶም ተቀማጠው ናይ እስራኤል ታዩ ታ 70,000 ትባል ብጻዕሪ ናታ ንገለ ጽጉማት ስድራ ቤታት ካብቲ ዘሎ ኮሚኒቲ ዘውጻቶ ገንዘብ እዩ ምናልባት እቲ ናትና ፍልሊ ብዙሕ ስለ ዝኾነ ንመን ተዋሂቡ ናበይ ከይዱ ስለዚ ይርዳ ንሳንታ ትብል ደላ ሕጂ ከም ዓቕሙኹም ቶም ጽጉማት ትብልዎም ብዘይ ገድስ ዝኾነ ዓይነት ፍልሊ ብዘይብሉ ማለት እዩ ኤርትራዊ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ዝነብር ኣብቲ ዝኸፍአ ደረጃ ዝነብር ወይ ድማ ዓቕሚ ዘይብሉ ነዚ ኩነታት እዚ ክጻወር እዘን 70,000 ወላ ንውሕዳት ሰባት ይኹና ምክንያቱ 70,000 مثل 18,000 ዝኸውን ስደተኛ ስናቲንግ ማለት ወላ ሓንቲ ነገር ገብራ ይከላንን ግን ብዝተኻለና ኣብ ከባቢና ዘለዉ ጽጉማት ማለት ነዚ ዝነጥፍሉ ሰባት ኣለዉ በዛ አጋጣሚ ከመስግኖም ይደሊ ግን ፍልሊ ንኸይመጽእ ጽባሕ ንግሆ ኣብ ዝተይደለ ንኸይበጽሕ ንምባልያ ሓፈሻዊ ማዕዳ እቲ ጽጉም ትብልዎ ካብ ዝሃለዎ ሃልዩ ክትተሓጋገዙንን ናባይ ክትቕርቦን ይዕድመኩም እያ ትብለና ደላ ማለት እዩ ኩልና ተቐማጦ እስራኤል ድማ ብንጹህ ልቢ ኣብ ከባቢና ዘሎ ዝተሸገረ ሰብ ነዘን መባእታዊ ረድኤቲ ካብ ሲጋል ዝረኸብናየን ክንጥቀመለን ናብቲ ዝኸፍአ ወይ ናብቲ ኣብ ሓደጋ ዘሎ ሕብረተሰብና ክነውርደንካ ክንተሓባበራ ተሓተና ጸኒሓ ማለት እዩ እዚኣ ትመስል ናይተን 70,000 ካልእ ብዛዕባቲ 20 ሚእታዊት ዝበለቶውን ጽባሕ ብሓፈሻ ኣብቲ ጋዜጣ ኣነ እውን ሸር ኢለ ኣለኹ ፌስቡክ ናተይ ትሪእዎ ትኽእሉ ኢኹም ቶም ኤቭሪ ተንብቡ ወይ ትራንስሌት ክትገብርዎ ትኽእሉ ኢኹም ናብ እንግሊሽ ወይ ኣብዚ ጀሩሳሌም ፖስት ዝብል እውን ጽባሕ ንግሆ ክንረኽቦ ንኽእል ኢና ማለት እዩ ጽቡቕ ጌርና ክንከታተሎ ከም ኩሉ ብፍላይ ንዓና ስለ ዝኾነ ኣብኡ ዘሎ ሓበሬታ ብግቡእ ክንወስድ ይምሕፀን ኣነ ብወገነይ ማለት እዩ ኣነ እውን ትዝረኸብክዎ ሸር ክብለ ካልእ ህሉ ኩነታትና እዩ ሕጂ እቲ ተሸጋሪ ማለት ሲጋል እውን ኣጋጣሚ እዚ ናይ ሎሚ ሰዓት 5 ዝመፀ ናይ ቤት ፍርዲ ኣብ ግምት ከይኣተወን ከሎ ኢና ብዛዕባ ዛ ሓበሬታ ክትበና ናብዚ ሜድያ ዓዲምናያ ማለት እዩ መራሕቲ ናይዚ ሜድያ ካብ እዚ ኣጋጣሚ ከመስግነኩም ይደሊ ከም ንሕብረተሰብ ኤርትራ ወይ ድማ ነዚ ምንቅስቓስ ንሕብረተሰብ ኤርትራ ኣብ ግምት ዝእተወ ቃልሲ ንክትገብሩ ኣብ ዝኾነ ክፋል ናይ ዓለም ይሃሉ ኤርትራዊ ፍልልዩ ብዘይገድስ ኤርትራዊ ስጋ ኣብ ዝኾነ ግዜ ውፅዕ እዩ ወፅዑ ከመይ ቃለስ ጥራይ ትሕቶ ነዚ ተረዲእኹም ነዞም ሕብረተሰብ እዚኦም እስከ ንሕተተሎም ምባልኩም ከዓ ብጣዕሚ ከም ኩሉ ተቐማጣ እስራኤል ወይ ከም ኩሎም ተቐማጦ እስራኤል ከመስግነኩም ይደሊ ማለት ካልእ ኣብዚ ብፍላይ ኣብዚ ናይ መወዳእታ ሲጋል ዝበለቶ ክነስተውዕለሉ ዘለና ምናልባት ሲጋል እንታይ ኢላትና ንኹላትና ክገሊኹም ትጸልኡኒ ገዲኹም ትፈትውኒ እያ ኢላትና ሓቃያ ማለት ሲጋል ኣነ በቲ ዝፈልጣ ብዓቕመይ እውን የቐኒየለይ ዘይትፈቱ ንናታ ራይት ንናታ መሰል ትቃለስ እዚ ሎሚ ኣባና ዝወርድ ዘሎ ኣብ ደቂ ደቃ ንኸይመጽእ ዲሞክራሲ ንምርግጋዝ ትቃለስ ሰብ እያ ካባና ትደልዮ ወላ ሓንቲ ነገር የለን ግን ኤርትራውያን ቁሩብ ዕድል ኣይገበርናን ነቲ ሲስተም ናይ ተዓዲ ወይ ፖለቲካል ሌቨል ናይ ዝዓለም ወይ ደረጃ ናይ ፖለቲካ በፂሑ ዘሎ ብማዕረ ስለ ዘይርዳእና ይኸውን ኢለ ዝሓስብ ነዘሎ ጸጋ ክድማቐሎ ኣይከኣልናን ማለት እዚኣ ሰበይቲ እዚኣ ብጣዕሚ ካፍተን ኣለዋና ዝባላ ንመሰልና ዝቃለሳያን ስጋብ ኡጋንዳ ብምኻድ ወይ ወኪል ስለ ዘይብልና መንግስቲ ዝጣበቕ ገለ ስለ ዘይብልና ነቲ ቦታ ኸይዳ ፕሩፍ ናይቲ ቦታ ስእሉ ሓደገኘቱ እንታይ ፋሲሊቲ ዘለዎ ኣጽኒዐን ካብ ዝመጻ ቅዱሳት ኣዴታት እያ ማለት ስለዚ እዚ ምግባራ ልክዕ ንሓደ መንግስቲ ወይ ሓደ ወኪል ክገብሮ ዝግብኦ ስራሕ ሰሪሓትና ንኹላትና ኤርትራውያን ንሳ ስለ ዝኸደት ብዙሕ መንእሰይ ካብዚ ግዳይ ተሪፉ ማለት ካብዚ ንሊብያ ድዩ ንሳሃራ ድዩ ገንዘቡ ኣብ ኣፍሪቃ እውን ክብል ዘጥፍኦ መንእሰይ ካብዚ ዝኸደ ብዙሕ እዩ ካብዚታት ካብቶም ሓደ ሓንቲ ነዚ ዕድላት እዚ ዘጣጥሐት ሰበይቲ እያ ማለት ምስ ኩሎም ኤርትራውያን ማለት ምስ ኩሎም ኤርትራውያን ብድሕሪኣ ወይ ድማ ዝነበሩን ቀሊል ዕድል ኣይነበረን ስለዚ ትንሳ ዝገበረቶ ንማዕረ ከም ዝብፅሓና ማለት እዩ እሳ ንናታ መሰልያ ትቃለስ ንወላ ሓደ ሰብ ቴንኪዩ ክብላ ንወላ ሓደ ሰብ ጽቡቕ ጌራ ትገብሮ ነገር ካባና ትረኽቦ ነገር የለን ትረክብ ተኾይና ካብ ካሊኣ ግን ኤርትራውያን ትብል ዕያ ዘሎ ስእሊ እውን በቲ ትክክለኛ መንገዱ እንተንወስዶ ጽቡቕ ነይሩ ማለት ስለዚ እዚ ዕድላት እዚ ፈጢራቶ ዘላውን ገለስከ ዞም ሕብረተሰብ እዚኦም ትናትና ሽግር ካባናን ላዕሊ ክትገልጽ ዝኽኣለት ሰብ እያ ማለት ካብቶም ኤርትራውያን ኣብ ከምዚ ዓይነት ሽግር ኣለና كنبل زي كالنا نتشجرنا كمان لعلت سمعوا ጨኒሕኩም መብዛሕትኡ እቲ ማለት መብዛሕትنا ቆርብቲ እንግሊሽ ክብድ ይብለና ትግረ እኳ ተዝኾና ተጸጋሓዊ ኣኽቢሮም ለና እዚ እንግሊሽ ወደይ ሳላ ሻዕብያ ስለ ዘይተማሃርና ይመስለኒ ግን ብዓቕማ ፈታቲና ትልና ያ ማለት ካብቲ ኣነ ክዛረቦ ዝኽእል ብዛዕባ ኤርትራዊ ኮይነ ከም ውፁዕ ክዛረቦ ዝኽእል ልዕሊአይ ትፈልጦ ነቲ ፀገም ማለት እዩ እዚ ከፍልጣ ዝኽኣለ ከዓ ህይወት ናይ ዲሞክራሲ ስለ ትፈልጥ እዩ መሰል ወዲ ሰብ እንታይ ምዃኑ ስለ ትፈልጥ እዩ ማለት ንሕና እውን ከም ኤርትራውያን ነዚ ክንስዕቦ ይግባእ ነዚ ማዕረ ክንኮዶ ማዕረ ክንጎይ ይግባእ ነይሩ እዩ ካልእ ብዛዕባ እዚ ኣጋጢሙ ደሎ ቁሩብ ኣነ እውን ሓፈሻዊ ናተይ ትዕዝብቲ ካልኦት ኣብዛ ዓዲ ትቕመጡ እውን ገለ ተወሳኺ ነፃ ሜድያ እዩ መስለኒ እዚ ፀጋሓዊ ኣለኹ ደ
سمعك الله من يقصد قصد
اوكي ناص ميديا تخوينو كالي ون كوسوق بزي تصابو مالك انا حجي كم ناص اسب ولا ابال نايز من قسقاس دا يكون برني ناص اسب كم تقمطا اسرائيل متيد لهو ابزع عد زلو شجر بتنا عايز رايني مغلاصيو مالتيو بحفشا تي ناي اوشتنا زصنحي ناي منصصال لما علتي دارغا كفتاتنا دليو مالتي زي سطمه حبرتسب شغورو بحساب كلل زي كاله حبرتسب اب حدا وقتي كم زخغاطم كله قداي كم زخون اوريدن ريو لنا ابز عدي نتي حمام كنقاصاصورو كو معرتهم دك زعد زبصحنا انت خونه مستزولو سيستم انداخدنا مالتي اتي حمام زوم صورلو ناي قطبا يخون كالي محبراو اغلغلوت يخون لو مطرح زي كونه انت صنحنا ون عامد كلتا عمتيو كعنو خلو خا مدلاوات كان تاي مسل نيرو وي دما كابي خاتبغسكا اگداسيو بحقي مالت مستاب افريكا زولو مست بوليتيكاو عدل محواتنا وزلو لك قرب يحزن يبلكايو جن ناتنا ون كابم زفلا يكونن فلا يتقمطو اسرائيل هيوتنا نفطوينا مالت نعبنت كدما عمت زي ابزلولو منسيم اب بيت مأسرت زنبريو نعمت كلتا عمت زتأسريو اب هولت زبال كلهم تفلطو يخم مالتيو او كوينو سيف زغبورو ገንዘብ የለን ሕጂ ወጪውን ሓደ ወርሒ በቲ ዝወሃቦ ናይ ፍቃድ ዕድል ማለትዩ ናይ 2 ወርሒ ናይ 3 ወርሒ ቪዛ እዮም ዝህቡኻ መስርሒ እውን ኣይኮነን መንበሪ ተባሂሉ ግን ሰብ ሓርኮት ኢሉ ሓደ ወርሒ ይሰርሕ ሓደ ወርሒ ነተን ሰርሐን እንዳበልዐ ገል መብዛሕትኡኩም እዩ ሕጂ እዚ መብዛሕትኡኩም ዓይነት ሕብረተሰብ ኣብ ኢድ ዝኾነ ይኹን ኣካል እውን ክዋሓሶ ይክእልን ኢሎሚ ኢንሹራንስ ዝገብሮ ትካል የለን ናይ ዝዓዲ ሲስተም ካ ኣብ ልዕሌና ዝኸይድ ፀንሐ ከም ሲጋል ዝበለቶ ሓደ ጽፉፍ ዝኾነ ስም ፀኒሑ ማለት እዩ ነዚ ክንቋጻጸሩሉ ንኽእል መንገዲ እውን ክንፈጥር ይግባዩ ካልእ ኣብዚ ሕጂ በፂሕና ደልና ደረጃ ኔናይና ቻሌንጅ ክንገብር ኔናይና ክንቃለስ መጀመርያ ሕጂ ነቲ ሓድነት ዝበሃልና ክንቃለስ ኢለ ዝሓስብ ኣነ ሕጂ ምናልባት ኣብዚ ዓለም ትሪእዎ ኣለኹም ቾፕ እዮም ዝብሉና ደለው ኣብ ዘይተኣደነ ሽግር እዩ ግን ንሕና ዝስተማ ይኮብ ገዛና ዘይብልና ኣብኡ ኣቲና ከይንህሉ ብላይ ከም ተቐማጦ እስራኤል ኣብ ጎንና ዝሃሎ ዝተፈላለዩ ዓይነት ኣራዳ ይሃልዎ ሎሚ ፒክ ኣፕ ክንገብሮ ሓፍ ክነብሎ ናብ ሓደ ቦታ ገጽና ክንወስዶ ናፍቲ ከም ዓቕሚ ዘለና እውን ብዙሓት ክምስጎኑ ዝግቦም ዓቕሚ ዘለዎም መንእሰያት ኣለው ኣነ እውን ብዝተፈላለየ መንገዲ ይርኤ ገለገለ ማሕበራት እውን ኣለው ክሕግዙ ነቲ ሕብረተሰቦም ዝደልዩ ማለት እዩ እንተዳ ኩላትና ሰጢምና እንተዳ ኩላትና ኣብ ከምዛ ኣተኪርና ሰሪሕና ግን እዚ ሽግር ክንሓልፎ ምዃንና ካልእ ተወሳኺ ኣብዚ ዓድና ብፃዕርና ዝሰራሕናዮም ናይ ደቅና ቤት ትምህርትታት ኣለው ናይ እዚኦም ሓደጋ ሎሚ ይረኣየካ ማለት እዩ እዞም ቤት ትምህርትታት እዚኦም እቶም ቤት ትምህርትታት ዝሃነፁ ውልቃውያን ኤርትራውያን ወይ ማሕበር ወይ ግሩፕ ክኾኑ ይኽእሉ እዮም ሰሪሖም ካብ ጅቦኦም እዮም እቲ ቤት ትምህርቲ ሃኒፆሞ ደቅና ይመሃርሉ ፀኒሖም ማለት እዩ ዝተፈላለዩ ዓይነት ትምህርቲ ካብ ጅቦኦም ሰሪሖም ስለዝኸፍልዎ ወይ ድማ እንተሰሪሑ ጥራይ ትገዛ ወይ ትካል ክፍፅል ስለዝኽእል ንሓደ 2 ወርሒ 3 ወርሒ ሓደ መባእታዊ ትምህርቲ ንህፃናት ዝህብ ዝነበረ እንተዳ ተዓፅዩ ፅባሕ ንግሆ ናበይ ገፅና ኢና ክንከይድ ብኸመይ ኢና ክንትክኦ كم يجرنا خنزيوم كن عقبهم تي أمول عالم زلوا إيرتراوون نزي أب إسرائيل زلوا ناي كله حسرة زلوا حبرة سبي زخور عين السيستم تراح أجرنا هنا أتينا كم كل سبز فلتو تراح أجرنا هنا زلنا بزعدون من البات جنزب اللو كم زيوم زقبرو تزلوا بروفايل ناتنا تصبغ يكونن قل سيكتات كسيقنا يو مالت نسوح يوكلنا مالت يكونن 9 أبسطهم زخون نابرا أبسطروهم حجاز نفسه أم إلهي استفعل الدقوام معبايو زنبر مالتيو إذا 9 ريخوم دما أبكال زولا أبكال عالم تنبر إرتراوان زي بلد سعدل زلكم نزيتات كتملقو تصفى يقبر مالتيو انت حماقي كنت عدينا سيغال زبولتو نتعب كبابيكم زلو كومينيتي ناي جوس بيبل ويدما ناي إسرائيلوان كومينيتي ناي إسرائيل إمباسي دبدبه ولا بإيميل ديو بأكال ديو مستفال عليه من قدي أبزي إسرائيل زلو حبرة سب وريد ورلو وطعا ترديهم كت أبقولنا ناخد كونو نسوع مالتي كم حبرة سب أنا حنت نجار الله زامن الله بهاجرون بحبرة سبون تسفاز قرص سب زي من باري حشو ولا حنت نجار كتسألنا تيبولو مالت تنبر نجنريشن الكخا هاجرن حبرة سبون كايد ليكايو جنريشن كتكل بوتا يد ليكا حبرة سب كا بهلن كبرن قانقان استفال عليه معك أنا نايتي سخاتنا برولو فعل حبرة سب كا زعك أبي حبرة سب يد ليكا مالتي اليوم أب إسرائيل زلنا في الله تمع كلا عجم زلوا من إسيو قداينا استفال عليه محبراوي حسرات محبراوي أقول حسرات الله نزكوا عقمنا نسوقرون تتصنحنا أبز حجي زلنا يو وقت جن بتعامي كبيديو حبرة سبكا خم كلنا نفلطو أب كينات أب دركي ويدما كمزي تفتراو زخونا حدقا كركب كله يستفق نابنت وحج انت وسيدو ودخا تخصيه بالكان أب جزي كورونا ديو أب جزي كالئون بزو وقتها عالم لخاو زخونا شجير كما تخلو من مزبال كما تخلو درك كما تخلو نحطو يبلنا نحنا تحواقفنا تشجرنا خنحالفو محسن مالتي زي أتمثل كالئ من البات أبز عدد تقمتو ناس عايز مدرخ كتقومو مستدليو ويلكم تجاهوي عدل كتبهم تصفى قبر مالتي ثانك يو تجاهوي كالئ توسع حطوتات باليوم كنسمع نخلينا ثانك يو
اوكي ثانك يو منجي يغني لنا بتعمي اعتقدتي اعتقدتي سرناي كمان يا سرناي ما تشكل لخي اسكي ابزي كزرب صنحه ابا خن جمرا اعتقدتي
يا
ريتخ
اوكي ثانك يو تغزاب بتعمي لما انت سنبيدن تحوجيسن مالتيو كلته ነገር بدرجة إيرتراويان مو خاب إسرائيل وتاي نمجمرتا جزء نزي برنامج سريعكم سيغال أفيفيت عدن لودات نزي برنامج سريع سب بلبي كمسجون يدلي بعبيوها نعاقدكم مالتيو مخنياتو نا إيرتراويان ماس ميديا عبيتي ماليا زي بلنا لوا رسالة لا تيفاسنا لا كانوت ناي يوتيوب شانل بزحات لوا كساب حجي نخمزة عينت إسرائيلاويان أكتيفيستي وان أب أورجانيزيشن سرحو عديمهم بزعبا شجر إيرتراويان ناب أوروبا بأمريكا زلو حبرة سبنا ولا بأفريقيا بكالا هاجر نزلو مبره خوبو أي رأهون نمجمر تاجي لو ما أنتي تابوست شير مسؤولكما بتعمت حوجيسة مالتي أز بزقات أمي بشمين بشم كله سدتنيان كمسجونكم دلي تنقالوتون عقوم رين تتابعين نزل سقوم تزخ وسدا اللون مالتيو سلازي كم مبلي مخنيات انتايو تزل على سب اب اسرائيل 14 عامت غيرلو تستحتها شمونت عامتن قال اوارحن غيرلو زي ارتراوزي كساب زي ساعات زي نخندز اكل عامت اب اسرائيل نحنا ترقيصنا بقى بكله بعليتነት بገንዘብنا بالسراح بكل ነገር ማለት بكل ነገር ተረጊጽና ኢና እቲ ድምጽናትና ኻኒ አውሽጥና ተዋሒት እዩ ዝተርፍ ነይሩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ከምዚ ዓይነት ስጉምቲ ክትወስዱ ንከምዚኦም ዝኣመሰሉ እስራኤላውያን አክቲቪስቲ ኦርጋናይዜሽን بحقي دحر حجي نحنا أبغون كنا نتحاوركم إنا كنقدمولكم إنا سبات كنا نمصلكم إنا خمسة جيركم نحبر تسرنا مبروك خطبو كتاب عزقو بوي مخنياتو ንስኻ ኣብ ስዊስ ተለኻ ተሓደ ኣብ ኣሜሪካ ተሎ ተሓደ ክስታይ ተሎ ምሳኹም ዘለው ኣክቲቪስቲ ደቂ ተሃገር ማለት ጻዕዱ ነዚ ነገር ዝኽካታተልዎ እዮም ቆላሕታ ክግበረሉ ይኽእል ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ደጊመ ይቀነለይ ስለት ዝገበርኩሞ ብምቕጻል ኣብዚ ናይ ሲጋል ኮክ ኣቪቭ ኣብ 2014 ናብዚ ናይ ኤርትራውያን ማቫክ ወንካ ናብዚ ናይ ኤርትራውያን ስራሕ ተዋፊራ እዛ ሰበይቲ እዚኣ ብዙሕ ዘረባ ኣሎ ንሲጋል ልዕለይ ዝፈልጣ ወላ ሓደ የለን ምስሲጋል እንተወሓደ ን3 ዓመት ብሓንሳ ሰሪሕና ኢና ምስሲጋል ማለት ሲጋል ካብዚ ሕብረተሰብ እዚ ትረብሖ ቅርሺ የለን ትረብሖ ቅርሺ የለን እንትርፎ ተውፅኦ ቅርሺ ተዘይኮይኑ ትረብሖ ቅርሺ የለን ምናልባት ገለ ድኹማት ሰባት ከምዚ ሕማቕ ሓሳባት ሓስብዮም እዚ ረብሓ ተዘይህልዋ ስታይ ከምዚ ሰብ ንሕሉኒ ዝነብር መጀመርታ ኣነ ንታሪኽ ዝነብር ኣነ ንሕልናይ ንታሪኽ ካብዚ ሕብረተሰብ እዚ ቅርሺ ሓቲትና ንፈልጥና ክንሓትቱና እንደልና ምክንያቱ እንተዳ ንሕና ተዘይ ጽምቢርና ንስራሕ ንሕና ተዘይ ሰሪሕና ካልእ ሰብ ክሰርሐልና ይክእልን እዩ ንመሰለ ኣነ ጠጠው ተዘይለ መጀመርታ ንመሰለ ጠጠው ዝብል ብኡ ገይረኻ ንሕብረተሰብ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ሲጋል ካኒ ኣብ ሃገራ መፂናያ እታ ሕልና ምሳኣ ስለ ዝተፈጠረት ንሕልና ክትብል ኢኻ ጠጠው ኢላ ትቃለ ዘላ ሲጋል ዘጋጠማ ብሂወታ መሰናኽል ጽሒፍካ እውን ኣይምተወደን ናይ ቀረባ ኣብ ኾሎት ኣብ 2016 ዘጋጠማ ኩላትኩም ኣብ ዝነበርኩም ትፈልጡኹም ክሳብ ኮራርምታ ሰኣነት ያ ብፖሊስ ማለት እዩ ኮራርምታ ሰኣነት ሰበይቲ ያ ቀሊል ማህሰይቲ ዘጋጠማ ሰበይቲ ኮነትን ብጣዕሚ ሓያል ተራር ሰበይቲ ያ ምስ መንግስቲ እስራኤል ፊት ንፊት ትገጥም ሰበይቲ ያ ምናልባት ትዝክሮ ተዳኹምኩም ቅድሚ 2 ዓመትን ገለ ዝነበረ ቅድሚ 3 ዓመት ዝነበረ ኣብ ደጂንጎብ ዝተገበረ ሰላማዊ ሰልፊ ኣብ የሩሳሌም ዝተገበረ ሰላማዊ ሰልፊ በርባዕተ 5 ሰባት ማለት እዩ ነዚ ሓሳብ እዚ መንግስቲ እስራኤል መንግስትና ንስደተኛታት ይሸይጥ ኣሎ $5,000 ንዩጋንዳ ሩዋንዳ ኢላ ንመንግስታ ዘቃልዕ ሰበይቲ ኣብ ማእከል ዓዳ ዘቃልዕ ሰበይቲ ሲጋል ኣቪቪታ እዚ ኩሎም ፈልጦም እቲ ምስጓግ ስደተኛታት ጠጠው ንኽብል እውን ዝበዝሐ ሓይሊ ዘውፀት 120 ኣክቲቪስት እስራኤላውያን ኣኪባ ፌርማታት ኣኪባ ንመንግስቲ እስራኤል ከሲሳ ንምስጓግ ስደተኛታት ጠጠው ዘበለት ምስ ኩሎም እስራኤላውያን ሲጋል ኣቪቪታ ቀሊል ኣስተዋጽኦ ኣብ ልዕሊ ኤርትራውያን ኣይገበረትን እዛ ሰበይቲ እዚኣ ኣይዶን ኣብታ ትመጽ ኤርትራ ኣብታ ንሕና እንደልያ ዘለና ዲሞክራሲያዊትን ሓርነትን ኤርትራ እዛ ሰበይቲ እዚኣ ብርግጽ ክትከብር እያ ኣዴንያ ብሕፅር ዝበለ ማለት ስለዚ እቶም ብረብሓ ዓይነት ጥሙቷ ንሲጋል ኣቪቪ ብጣዕሚ ጌጋ መንገዲ ሒዝኩም ከም ዘለኹም በዚ ጋጣሚ እዚ ክእርመኩም እየ ክሳብ ቅርሺ ዝሃብኩማ ከዓኒ ትሰርሓልኩም ክሳብ ዝሃለወት ይቐኒልና ጥራይኹም ክትብልዋ ዳኣ ዘለኩም በር እንታይ ረቢሓ እንታይ ኣውፅያ እንታይ እትያ ንዓኹም ኣይምልከተኩምኒ ክሳብ ነቲ ሕብረተሰብ ዘይሓተተቶ እቶም ከምኡ ዓይነት ኣረኣያ ዘለኩም በር ኣብ ሰዓት እዚ እኳ ከምኡ ረኣያ ዘለዎ ኣሎ ኢለ ኣምንን እየ ግን ከምኡ ዓይነት ኣተሓሳስባ ዘለዎም ሰባት ክሳብ ዘይሃብኩማ ክትሓትዋ ኣይትኽእሉን ኢኹም ትበኩም እያ ዘላ ንሳ ግዜኣ ሰዓታ ጉልበታ ኩሉ ነገራ ነዚ ህዝቢ እዚ ኣትዎ ዘላ ብምቕጻል ኣብዚ ናይ 20 ሚእታዊት ንእሽተይ መብረኽ ፀግሻ ወይ ኣብዚ ናይ 20 ሚእታዊት እዚ ኣብ 2017 መንግስቲ እስራኤል ምቑራፅ ጀሚሩ ኣባላ እቲ ዝጀመሮ ምቑራፅ ከዓኒ ካባይ 20 ሚእታዊት ተዳቆሪፁ ካብ 10 ሓየካ 16 ሚእታዊት ይቆርፅ ቶታሊ 36 ሚእታዊት ይቆረፀና ነይሩ እዚ 36 ሚእታዊት ኢልና ንዛረቦ ዘለና እቲ 20 ሚእታዊት ናተይ ገንዘብ ክኸውን ከሎ እቲ 16 ሚእታዊት ከዓ ናይቲ 10 ሓየ ኮይኑ ግን እስትሕጋገይ ዘለዎ እዩ ንኣብነት ኣብ ሓደ ትካል ዓመት ተሰሪሕካ እስትሕጋግካ ትቕበል ኢኻ ኣብዚ ሰዓት እዚ ግን ዓመት ሰሪሕካ እስትሕጋግ የብልካ ገለ የብልካ ተደኣ ወፂኻ ብዝወፀኻዮ ትኸይድ እቲ ገንዘብ መንግስቲ እስራኤል ሒዝዎ ኣሎ ካብዚ ሃገር ክትወፅእ ከለኻ ንኣፍሪቃ ድዩ ንካልኦት ሃገራት ድዩ ክትወፅእ ከለኻ ግን ኣብ ኤርፖርቲ እተን ገንዘብካ እሪቅ ቁፅር ኣቢሎም ብዶላር የረክቡኻ ማለት እዩ እዚ ዝመስል ነይሩ ነዚ ክኸውን ከሎ ግን ክሳብ ዛ ሰዓት እዚኣ ይግባ ኢሎም ሓቲቶም ብካቭላኦቬድን ካልኦት ኣክቲቪስት እስራኤላውያንን ይግባ ኢሎም ሓቲቶም ከባቢ 2500 ዝኾኑ ብቁፅሪ ክረአ ፀኒሑ ሎማዓንቲ ግን እቲ ፋይል ተገንፂሉ ሎማዓንቲ ሰዓት 5 ከዓ እቲ 20 ሚእታዊ ጠጠው ክብል እቲ ኣብ ባንክ ዘሎ ከዓኒ ብህፁፅ ናብ ስደተኛታት ክምለስ ውሳኔ የሕሊፉሎ ቤት ፍርዲ እስራኤል ነዚ ክኸውን ከሎ ግን ናይ ይግባይ መሰል ንመንግስቲ እስራኤል ከዓ ሕልው እዩ ኣብ ውሽጢ ሓደ ወርሒ ናይ ይግባይ መሰሎም ሕልው እዩ ዘሎ ሕጂ ኣብዚ ውሽጢ ወርሒ እዚ ንዓና ብዙሓት ፀላእት ኣለውና ማለት እቶም ዓሌተኛታት ኢልና ንዛረበሎም ዘለና ኢፍሻር ልስሙኻ ክትኣምን ኣይትኽእልና ምክንያቱ ክእሙንኻ ዘይክእሉ ነገር ከዓ እንታይ እዩ ምናልባት ይፈላለዩ ቅድሚ ሕጂ እቲ ንምውፃእ ስደተኛታት ተባሂሉ 16500 ስደተኛታት ካብዚ ሃገር ክነውፅ ኢና ንቀዳማይ ዓለም ማለት ንኣሜሪካ ካናዳ ካልኦት ሃገራት ዝተባሃለ ድሕሪ 4 ሰዓት ቢቢ ወንካን ቤንያሚን ነታንያሁ ማለት እዩ ቢቢ ቢቱል ገይርዎ እዩ ደምሲስዎ ነቲ ውሳኔ ድሕሪ 4 ሰዓት ማለት እዩ እዚ ግን ካብኡ ፍልይ ዘብሎ እንታይ ብቤት ፍርዲ እስራኤል ስለ ዝኾነ ካብ ሕጂ ንሕጂ ክድምስስዎ ኣይክእሉን እዮም ግን ገለ ሪዝን ኣቕሪቦም ክሳብ ከይገብርዎ ከዓ ስግኣት ኣለና ማለት እዩ ስግኣት ኣለና ብጣዕሚ ክተኣምኖም ኣይትኽእልን ኢኻ እዚኦም ኣዝዮም ሓደገኛታት እዮም ምክንያቱ ኣብ ልዕለና ፅልእን بعليتنت استبعدوا سلزخونة جن اتكنست وكاتي منجست إسرائيل أب ساعات زي بخلته يقوي مزلو بتما كلا يمرجت زلو منجستي كخلافان مس مفلجت أفودا وكا سيلفي أفودا جيشرز بعلالو كخلافان كات سميا وكتلات واحد زتصوع كلت يوم بحساب عندنا أتي ناي ليكود سيلفن كلت سيلفخاني ناي اتوم دات زبالو بحساب منجست أقوي مالو تمالي تمنجست أقوي مزلو ምናልባት በዚኦም ሕጅ ገለ ለውጥ ክረአ ይካሊ ምክንያቱ እቲ የሚን خዳሽ ተባሂሉ ዝጽዋዕ ዝነበረ ሰልፊ ካብቲ መንግስቲ ኣውጪሞ ለው ደገ እዩ ዘሎ ሕጅ እሱ ኣብ ደገ ምህላው ንዓና ቁሩብ ሓገዝ ክኾነና ይኽእል እዩ እቲ ተባሂሉ ዘሎ 20 ሚታዊት እውን እሶም እዮም ነዚ ክቃወሙ ዝኽእሉቶም የሚን خዳሽ ኢልና ንጽውዖም ዘለና ብኣይለት ሸክትን ብናፍታሊ ቤነትን ዝምራሕ ሰልፊ ወንካ ስሞትሪች በዞም ሰለስተ ሰባት እዚኣቶም ዝምራሕ ምናልባት እዚኣቶም ሕጂ ፀቕጥ ክገብሩ እዮም ምክንያቱ ካብዛ ዓዲ ከውፅና እቲ እስር ቤት ንክኽፈት ዘይተሓለለ ጻዕሪ ዝገበሩ እዮም እቲ ቅድሚ ሕጂ ቢቢ ወንካ ቀዳማይ ሚኒስተር ናይዛ ሃገር ዝፈረሞ ምስዮን የሻር ካብዛ ዓዲ ናይ ሙፃውን ነዚ ነገር እዚ ክስርዞ ፀቕጥ ዝገበሩ እሳቶም እዮም ነዚ ተዘይሰሪስካዮ ካብዚ መንግስቲ ኢድና ክንስሕብ ኢና ምስ በልዎ እቲ መንግስቲ ንኸይፈርስ ተባሂሉ ድሕሪ 4 ሰዓት ደምሲስዎ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ስግኣት ኣለና ሕጂ እውን በዚ ተወጪ ዘሎ ውሳኔ ናይ ቤት ፍርዲ በቲ ሓደ ወገን ሕጉሳት ኢና በቲ ሓደ ወገን ኻኒ ስግኣት ኣለና ስለዚህ እዛ ዓይነት ሽግር ተሰኪምና ኢና ንዓመታት ከድና ነዚ ሽግር እዚ ይኹም ሎም ማዓንቲ እምበር ንስኹም ከም ኣባላት ብሩህ መጻኢ ኣብ ጎኒ ህዝቢ እስራኤል ኮንኩም ነዚ ቃል እዚ ናብ ህዝቢ ምዝርጋሕኩም በቃ ሓጎሰይ ኣነ ወሰን የብሉን ክትቅፅልዎ ጥራይ ዝደሊ በርትዑ እዚ ወጪ ዘሎ ውሳኔ ንግዚኡ ሕጊስና ኣሎ መፈጸምቱ ኸርእየና ኻኒ ኣይሆፕ ተስፋ ገብር እቲ 20 ሚእታዊ ኣብ ውሽጢ 30 መዓልቲ ናብ ስደተኛታት ክምለስ ኢሉ ወሲንዎ ዘሎ እቲ 16 ሚእታዊት ግን ከም ዘለዎ ይተሪፉ ዘሎ ምናልባት ኣብ እስራኤል ዘለኹም ብሩህ ክኾነልኩም እቲ 16 ሚእታዊት ንሕጂ እውን ኣይንወስዶን ኢና ብሕጂ እውን ስራሕ ክንሰርሕ ተኾይና እቲ 16 ሚእታዊት ወርሓዊ ክቁረፀና እዩ እስትሕጋግ ዝበሃል ኣይምልከተናን እዩ ብሓደ ስራሕ እቲ ካባኻ ዝቁረፅ ነበረ 20 ሚእታዊት ግን ካብ ምቁራፅ ጠጠው ንኽብል እቲ ውሳኔ ሓሊፉ ዘሎ እቲ ውሳኔ ኣብ ውሳኔኦም ክትፀንዑ ቤት ፍርዲ እስራኤል በዚ ኣጋጣሚ እግዚኣብሔር ኣምላኽ ይሓግዘና እምበር ነዞም ህዝቢ እዚኦም ክትኣምኖም ኣይትኽእልን ኢኻ እዚኣ ትመስል ነይራ ኣጀኹም ንፍዑ ቀፅልዎ ብሓቂ ሎማዓንቲ ነዚ ህዝቢ እዚ ሳፕራይዝ ጌርኩምዎን ኣፍታ ኢኹም ጌርኩምልና በቃ ዘይተፀበናዮ ንሲጋል ምስ ምፃኹማ ኣዶኖ ንሕና በልና ሰንቢደ ካልኦት እስራኤላውያን ንፉዓት ካብ ኦርጋናይዜሽን ይኹን ካብ ካልኦት ዝሰርሑ እውን ክተምፅዎም ነቲ ህዝቢ ክተላልይዎ ብደረጃ ዓለም ኣፍልጦ ክንክረክብ እተን ካልኦት ማስ ሜድያ እውን ናትኩም ክስዕባ በዚ ኣጋጣሚ ፃውዒተ ይገብር ይቐኒለይ ስለተዝሃብካ ንዕድል ፀግሽ ሓዊ
ቴንኪዩ ኣትየነ ኖ ፀገም የለን ብጣዕሚ ስኸንበር ይቐኒልና ማለት ከም ሓቂ ናይ ዓቕሚ ጉዳይ ስለ ዝኾነ እምበር ንሕና ኣብቲ ማኒፌስቶና ኸማን ኣቐሚጥና ኢና እኮ ማለት ካብ እንታይ ከም ብበልካ ቃል በቃል እንታይ ትብል ንኻብ ኤርትራ ስደት ዘሎ ህዝብና ክንውክሎን ክንጣበቐሉን እያ ትብል ብፍላይ ድማ ሶሪ ኣብዛት ሁሉ ሃገር ዕቑባ ምዝሓቱ ካብ ሃገሮም ምስክር ወረቐት ኣምጡ ተባሂሎም ኣብ ሽግርን መፈንጠራን ህዝባዊ ግንባር ሓርነት ኤርትራ ንዝኣቱ ዜጋታት ፍታሕ ክንረኽበሎም ስለዚ ዕላማና እዩ ስለዚ ኣጀኹም ንሕና ኩሉ ግዜ እቲ ንኽእሎ ነገር ክንገብር ኢና እዚ ናይ ዓቕሚ ስለ ዝኾነ እዩ ክሳብ ሕጂ እውን ስቂልና ፀኒሕና ማለት እዩ ሕጂ ኸ ከምቲ ዝበልካዮ ክንቅፅሎ ኢና ብዙሓት ኣክቲቪስት ክህልው እዮም ኣብ እስራኤል ዓዲምና ዘይነዛረበሉ ምክንያት ከዓ ወላ ሓንቲ የለን ስለዚ እቲ ብውሕዱ እቲ ፀገምኩም እንድሕር ዳ ናብ ከምዚ ናብ ሶሻል ሜድያ ኣምፂናዮ ከም ዝበልካዮ ኣፍልጦ ዓለማዊ ኣፍልጦ ክረክብ ይኽእል እዩ ፀገም ከዓ ብኡ መጠን ዋላ ኩሉ እንተዘይበልና ክቃለል ይኽእል እዩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ኣጆም ኣይትሕመቁ ስኻትኩም ብዕቱብ ሓቢርና ምሳኹም ኮይና ንሕና እውን ክንቃለሶ ኢና ማለት እዩ ነዚ ጉዳይ ቴንኪዩ ብጣዕሚ
thank you يغني لي أوردني تسقش
اوكي حراي اوكي سلام منقص كير كاريخا سرناي سمعني اللغي
سمعك الله تجد حوي سلام دي
اوكي ثانك يو سلام كمل لغي الحمد لله
سلام الله مسكن كمل لكم بوقم
بتعمل تصبق فقادنيا كونكي نشتي حساباتي تገልጽ لنا بمصاحي مجمرتا يقنيلنا እስኪ እስኹን ኣብ እስራኤል ከም ዘለኽ መጠን ኣብዚ ጉዳይ ወይ ከዓ ካልእ ፍልይ ዝበለ ጉዳይ እውን ክህልወክ ይኽእል ሕፅር ኣቢልኪ ከተላልክ ክትነግርና
اوكي تجد حوي يعني اللي سلتو قبركم لي اخبركم زعدمكمني تزبالوكا كله دارغا الى مهم زبال زلو اي مسلنن بزعبات زنا الى ما عندنا نبره كله بزرزر ابريهم مهم ግን بحفشات زلو خنتات نخلنا قارودو يو بفلاي كابز زلنا غزينا يكورنا زياده نتوم اب اسرائيل زلنا سدتኛታት ዩ قروب كبد زبل كميتل كاني كل غزي كابيدنا نافنا يو ريحنا معلتاوي هيوتنا نحلفو نيرنا ማለት ዝሕግዘና አካል አይነበረን ሕጅኻ ንዞም ዜጋታት እኳ ባዕሉት መንግስቲ يحجزهم يكسبن حدا ولا 500 እንዳኸፈለ ማለት እዩ እቲ ናትና ስደተኛታት ንሕና ግን እቶም ሓተ ትዕዋግን ወላ ሓደ ሓገዝ የብልናን ኣይጸንሐናን ብጣዕሚ ኣብ ሽግርን ኣብ ከቢድ ዝበለ ኩነታትን ጸኒሕና ኣሎን ማለት እዩ لمعنتي بزغبرو حق تحيش بتعمي ኢና ተሐጉስና ደስ ይልና አምላኽ ካ ሙሉእ ክገብረልና ንምነ ክሳብ መወዳእታ ንኽበጽሕ ከዓ ናይ ኩልና ሓላፍነት እዩ ዘድሊ ማለት እዩ ኩልና እስክንጥርነፍ ክንሓብር እዩ ዘለና እሶም ሓንሳብ ድሕር ውፅኦማ ድሕር ዘይተኸታተልካዮም ተደጋጋሚ እንድሕር ፀቕጥ ዘይጌርካ ወላ ሓንቲ እሶም ወላ እዚ ነገራት እንዳምጽኡ እዮም ዘፍችልዎ ማለት እዩ ናይ ይግባይ መሰሎም ሕሉ ስለ ዝኾነ ወላ ንዖም ነቶም መንግስቲ ሽግራት ይፈጥሩዮም ማለት እዩ ሕጂ ተይኸድልየና ኩልና ሓቢርና ኣብ እስራኤል ዘለና ስደተኛታት ንመሰልና ደው ክንብል ኣለና የዝብል ማለት እዩ በዚ አጋጣሚ ስኹንካ ነዚ መደብዚ ብምድላውኩም ብጣዕሚ እየ ዘመስግነኩም ናይ በሓቂ
ثانك يو سرنا حبتي بتاعي أجهم أي تحمق تراي سخاتكم نانا خا كمتي كولو تناخو كل جزء أبغنكم على نات نخولو زبالة خا نجبرينا مالتي لا تسلمين كي
تعميتي
ثانك يو تجد سمعني لهمس
جا سمعك الله
ثانك يو أنا كو درجة زم حواتي متجب صنحون كفتم على زبالهم أنا مجمرة أنت هذا سرنا حفتي ثانك يو ودخلتون تعمي نمسجنكم عبزي حبرة سب زي فلالاي تقول قولوا زلهم يهم مالت نقل سب شلم تبيل كايم تصبغ إرتراوان بحرنا يكون حدا تصبغ قبل الكون بمسجانا حلفو يخبيديو مالتي تعمي في اللايك سرناي كم قال نستيتي أدخون نزخلو تيركي عبزي نزح حبرة سب تقبل زلهم مش كلنا دك نستيو مالتي مش كلنا مساق زلوا دك نستيو بتاعنا خلينا مسكنا كل اللي تنكالو تابع إسرائيل زغمت أون نعرف سعراخي كسفان قبر مالتي أد مالتي مبزحتنا نالبات زحلفة عمتون سرناي عمتي نايرنا قبل خالد هذا تبغ بروف نيرنا كم نقصاصكم كم منسات جمرنا نيرو جن كعوتاي كالنا موداتا قال تتابوتا سلازي بزحي جن بحافشة نزيهم أبزعد زلوا بزي فلالاي مالتي حدي قمت نوح امنت بوليتيكا وارا يا زبحان كل جزء ولا تمنقصاصنا ونزخدو انا ون ابز منقصاص كسعب زغدلنا حدا ነገር እንታያለው سب مجمريا نهلاو يزقالس نخنبر نخهلو باك بهيوت يو قالس زلو دحريو تي رايتس زمالو مالتي عدلات زبحال زمت دحريو ابربحاتات كاخن سامع نخيد نخون ويدما ابربحاتات بحقي معره نخون صقم يبلو مجمريا ግን نهلاونا اب ملو اسرائيل زلنا حبرتسب ኣብዚ ነዊሕ ቀይሕ ጸሊም ወይ ድማ ከበሳ ቆላ ትግርኛ ሳሆ ትግርኛ ገለ ዘይኮነ ገለ ፍልልይ ዘይብሉ ሕብረተሰብ ፈጠራለና ወዲ ሰብ ዝባሃል ማለት እዩ ወዲ ሰብ ዝባሃል بمسر سوسانيو عبد الله يزخيد كم فترة لنا حجون أنا حنت خلا بواز ذلي أبز عدي بالبوليتيكا ومرجع إن زخون السب زي من السال أنت نزوتر تبغني رف الله يزوم أبز عد زلهم تنطفوقها بفلاي مال بوليتيكا وفلي النت مالتي فلي زبلا حساب مالتي أبز عالمنا فلي زبلا حساب زلوا وسب هذا تكال كتهان تأخذ لها خاب استفاد عليه حساب زلوا سبات يخهن الزقير على عالمنا ونكم يزغيد هذا هنساونكم استفاد عليه كاب إنجنير سجام من ولا جميل كاستفاد عليه عقم زلوا سبات يمزمتوا نحن هذا شجرنا كم يجرنا ناخذ سعرون دلي كم يجرنا ناخذ نقطمو أبينا خن نبرز لنا أبنا تعنتوي تجاي تايلن يري نحن بخلت ورحنا خن حسب زقبالنا هذا سب منبري نعمة تاخذ موتي خان تيلي كدكتور سنة إذا عمتي خد حسب زم عدكم يوم زفردنا يردنا أنت خوين والد ناكل تورح ورقة تهيبو مخا هذا ورحي تسرح هذا ورحهم بزي سرح تحلفون ترى هالليخا كابكالا عالم يبلس إيه ويا بصبوق بوتا اللوخي خاتد كسر له مخنات ولا حنت يلا كتقال استرايز لك كان مسألة كمال كم ود سب قال زتفلي أبركتو كابسرائيل أو يندلينا يكوننا قالس كم سب مسألة زبالجن أملا عالم زخيديو نابنت أبو إسرائيل دحر حجون كن عدمو من الطفات من سيات هالو تجاه حوي بس فاقبر مالتي أبو إسرائيل حق زبال لن كبرات حوات مالتي قوام زبال لن أبو إسرائيل أبنو سوكف عمتي زحدس أبنو سوكف بارتي زحدس أبنو سوكف كنيسة كوف زبالو لي حقنا إذا عاد زحدس إذا عينت قوام اللوم أي بهالنيو تك عندنا عنا حيزنا دلو تي مدينة إسرائيل شيخة لابي ودي زبل هاجر إسرائيل سنة يهوداوي أنت راح تبل حقي نعنا سقاب حجة حمش شدش صغار عنكس ينزلوا لعلوا بيت فردون بزيز خيل نعوح زي زكاتع مالتي سقاب منيستر كوردين كدي بنزخل بيت فردي زلوا سلازم إحنا تكمتنا يز عدلات زخن كون كم بعل سيجال زا مسلو كالوت أكتيفيستي تفعل عقم زلوا مسمن سريحنا يخواص عنا زخل كابانا زرخبو كنتا ينتاي زلنا لابنت كابا يزرخبو نجر كابسرنا يزرخبو نجر كابا تاخذ تزرخبو نجر سنتايو بتعمو الله ديخه نحنا كنا نبركتو نخيل مالت حجي ابزي بلنا ينا نموت زلنا كبر سلز دولو خي مالت كانت تاقند مدهانيت كتكون الى كم سبون ز حسبا ابز عدي فللياتنا درجا كنت صورو مخالنا نيرنا كن ابكال عالم زلو حبرت سبناتنا ምናልባት ክነቕፎኩም ውን ጽቡቕ እዩ ዝተፈላለዩ ዕድላት ኣብቲ ካልኦት ሰባት ዝፀዓርሉ ዲሞክራሲ ይኹን ዕድላት ወይ ድማ ረብሓታት ተቆሪንኩም ይኹን ትነብሩ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ትገብርዎ ወፍሪ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ትገብርዎ ስእሊ ግን ብጣዕሚ ቁኑዕ ኣይኮነን ምናልባት ኣብ ዘለኹም ዓዲ ደርፍለና እዩ ኣብ እስራኤል ዝቕመጥ ሓንሳብ ፈረስ ሓንሳብ ዓረብያ ሓንሳብ ምስላታት ብዙሕ እዩ ዘሎ ዕሩኽትኻ ደው ኢልካ ክትሓቶም ከለኻሲ أب إسرائيل دي دولا حوخا كن صرف درف له مالتي درفي كم زني عدنا درف ندرفه كم هو خيترفي وسيلنا مالتي مالت زعدي كمل عالم توريستي ويكمل عالم استفلا لي حبرت سبز ما تعديا قالت نحنا نقوم تقولوا زلنا بوتاون وسانيو نحنا نقوم تقولوا زي داروم تل أبيب وي دبوب تل أبيب زبال ناي انفسترز ناي توريستي ناي استفلا لي عينت امنت زلوهم استفلا عينة الرادة وي سبعو مسل زأمنو ببزح زركوبلي نرئيوم ينا مالتي نايزي سئلي ناتنا سئلي أبز خباب انتاي زمسلون انت نصنعو كم حبرة سب تبقي مالتي كل تغط زمت أبز كبابي كابزو خبابي زبقس كابزو خبابي ون عالم ملوزو تسألو بقون نحبرة سب إرترا أسكا في زخوناك أو ما يدلو أبز عد مالتي ولا بعدنا أتي خون أسكا في مالتي سلازي نزيتات كنسعر نخيلنا كنبل كنكلال لنا إليه إذا حسب كلاتنا كم من سياتون نيشتي عدل ناي من بابنا ناي مصحفنا يكون نزول بز عالم استفالا لي مالسي مدلاواتنا سنا امراو مدلاواتنا خعب له عرختنا ازماتنا بتخكل كنفلطو مالنا مالت ناي حسابنا ناي استفالا لي عدلات زفطرو حسابات مسانا زخ محازو زخولو من يوم انتا يوم زدليو انتا يوم نابنت كم سيغال نسيغال قرب يلو زفلت أسب بتعمي يزقرم مالتي سيغال ولا عنت زقود لا سبا يكون تنابي وتا جاست نرايت ياتك علس نيوتا أبدك دك آخر رأي خيل يزبل ناي 100 عامت يتحسب بحجم 100 عامت ጓላ ዋላ ካብ ሓደ ጸሊም ክትወልድ ትኽእል እያ ዋላ ዝኾነ ዓይነት ከጋጥም ይኽእል እዩ ናይ ዘርኢ ይኹን ናይ ሰብ ፍልሊ ኣብ ዓለም እንተዳ መጽዩ ክቀስና ይክእልኒ ካብ ምባል ያትቃለስ ማለት ነዚ ዓይነት ቃልስኻ ከምዚ ኣታክልቲ ዝበሎ ስጋ ኩሩምታ ስጋብ 16 ሰዓት ያትሰርሕ ኩልኩም ኤርትራውያን ምስኣት ሰርሑ ትፈልጥዋ ኣብ ዝደወል ካላ ሰዓት ያትመጸካ ካለ ብዙሕ ኣበርክቶ ብፍላይ ኣብ ደቂ ኣንስትዮና ድማ ትገብሮ ኣነ ብሽም ማለት ኣብ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ዋላ ትናትና ኢንተረስት እውን ከም ብሩህ መጻኢ ይኹን ከም ኣነ እውን ከም ሰብ ኣብ ደቂ ኣንስትዮና ደሎ ወጽዓ መወዳእታ የብሉ መጀመርያ እቲ ባዮሎጂካዊ ዝኾነ ሕልና ደቂ ኣንስትዮና ተጎዲኡሎ ነዚ ክንእርሞ ኣለና ከም ሕብረተሰብ ማዕረ ኮይና ካልኣይ ድማኒ እቲ ኣብ ልዕሊየን ዝወርድ ተጽዕኖ ከም ናይ ዓድና ኣይኮነን ኣብዚ ወሊደን እየን ዝሰርሓ ወሊደን ሰለስተ ዓይነት ዕፅፍን ኣብራእየን ዘሕልፋ ማለት ኣብ ልዕሊኡ እቲ ናይ ዓለም ተወዳዳርነት ኣሎ ምስ ዓለም ምስ ዘለኻዮ ከባቢ እውን ክትወዳደር ኣለካ ካብ ኣከዳድናኻ ጀሚርካ ስጋብ ትነብሮ ስጋብ ትበልዖ ማለት እዩ እዚ ኩሉ ዓይነት ተጽዕኖታት ብባዶ እግረን እየን መጽአን ምሳና ማለት ብባዶ እግራ ዝመጸት ኣደ ወሊዳ ብባዶ እግራ ምምጻእ ማለት ሕስብ ነብሎ ቁርብ ማለት ኩሉ ስደተኛ ኤርትራዊ ብእግሩ መጽኡ ወይ ጫማ ገይሩ መጽኡ ብል የለኹን ኩላትና ኣብ ሙሉ ዓለም ዘለና እቲ ዝኸፍአ ሽግር ዝረክብ ዘሎ ኤርትራዊ እዩ ማለት እዚ ኸ ወኪል ስለ ዘይብልና እዩ ዝሓልፈልና ስለ ዘይብልና ከምዚ ሲጋል ዝበለቶ ንዓም ዝሓለፈ ዓመት ቅድሚ ንኡጋንዳ ብዘይ ዝኾነ ኣማራጺ ክሰዶም እየ ምስ በለ ገሊኦም ብገንዘብ ምሳና ውዕል ክገብሩ ከለዉ እቲ ሻዕብያውን ከምኡ ዳርጋ ብገንዘብ ይዓቂንና ነይሩ 50 ትባል ሕማም ኣላቶ 50,000 እንተይኩሞም ክምለሱ ክእሉ እዮም ገለ ፀውፅዋ እዩ ነይሩ ማለት ንሕና ግን ወኪል ስለ ዘይብልና ከም ኮሚኒቲ ብሓሳብ ክንነብር ስለ ዘይከኣልና ፍልልያትና ብዙሕ ሓሳባትና ብዙሕ ኣቃውማና ክንጾሮ ስለ ዘይከኣልና ተፈላለዩና ንመውት ኣለና ማለት ስለዚ ካብዚ ዝኸፍእ ኩነታት ክመጽእ ኣይክእልን እዩ ጽባሕ እዚ ኣብ ብዙሕ ዓለም ኣብ ብዙሕ ግዜ ኣብ ዓለምና ተራእዩ ደርቂ ማለት ዝተፈላለዩ ዓይነት ምኽንያት እዩ ዝመጽእ ደርቂ ሕጽረት ናይ ዝብላ ሕጽረት ናይ ዝስተ ሕጽረት ናይ ዝተፈላለዩ ማሕበራዊ ኣገልግሎት ናይ ሕክምና ገለ ክኸውን ይኽእል አንተ ወይ ሲጋል ትንክፍ ተብሎ ነይራ ካብዚ ዝቁረጸና ገንዘብ ዝወሃበና ናይ ሕክምናዊ ይኹን ትምህርታዊ ይኹን ዝኾነ ይኹን ሓገዝ የለን ኣብዛ ዓዲ ማለት በቲ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ሕጂ እቲ ሚኒማም ዝበሃል 12 ሚእታዊት እዩ ንሓደ እስራኤላዊ ዝቁረጹ እዚ እውን ልዕሊ 6,000 ሸከል ናይ ዓዲ ዝወስድ እንተኮይኑ እዩ ማለት ነዚ ዓይነት ራይት እውን እንተዳ ፈሊጥናዮ እዚ ዓይነት ዕድላት ንምንታይ ንዓና ክንድዚ ሕጂ ምኽንያት እውን የብልና ኣብ ቤት ፍርድሲ ምኽንያት የለን ዋዩ እዚ ገንዘብ ተቆሪጽና ሕጂ እውን ስለምንታይ እዩ ተፈቲሕልና ዘሎ ክንብል ኣለና ተፈቲሑልና ክንሕጎስ ዘይኮነ ዘለና ስለምንታይ ተፈቲሑ ስጋባበይ ይኽቅጽል ስለምንታይም ከወሲዶሞ ነይሮም ምኽንያቱ እዞም ዓዲ ኣብ ውሽጢ ሓደ ወርሒ ኣብ ውሽጢ ሓደ መዓልቲ ኣብ ውሽጢ 4 ሰዓት መርገጺኦምን ሕጎኦምን ክቕይሩ ዝኽእሉ እዮም ነታ ሸይኸት ኣም ይሁዲ ትብል ሃገር ነዛ እስራኤል ንምዕቃብ እዮም ዝነብሩ ንዓን ምምዕባል እዮም ዝነብሩ ማለት አንተ ወይ ትነግረኩም ነይራ ኣብ ውሽጢ 2 ዓመት ዘይመልክ 2 ዓመትን ፈረቓን ልዕሊ 250 ሚልዮን ካብ ኤርትራውያን ጥራይ ካብ ስደተኛታት ጥራይ ካባና ሱዳናውያን ገለ ማለት እዩ ተኣኪቡ እዚ 20 ሚእታዊ ዝበሃል ጥራይ ቀሊል ገንዘብ ኣይኮነን እዚ ዓይነት ረብሓ ንምንታዮም ክገብርዎ ንዓና ከመዮም ዝርኡና ነዚ ከመይ ጌርና ማሕበረሰብ ዓለም ነቃልዖ ክንዚ ዓይነት ገንዘብ ኣብ ውሽጢ 2 ዓመት ዝእክቡ መንግስቲ ንሕና ሓንቲ ኩባያ ማይ ስተሲ እና ሓደ ሰብ ክሞተና ከለውን ከቢድ እዩ ማለት ኣበይ ቦታ ኢና ዘለና ነባካ ሓደ ግዜ እስከምዚ ካብ ዓዳ ኣቤቶ ብር ኢልካ ዝወጻሃ ገለ ይመስለኒ ዓይ ችግር ናይ ደቂ ሰባት ክትሪን ከለኻ ማለት ዝጭነቁ ናይ ኣምሮ ችግር ዝገበሩ ብዙሓት ሰባት ኣለውና ናይ ዝተፈላለዩ ወልፊ ግዳይ ዝኾኑ ካብ ኩሉ ሕጂ ኣብ ህፃናት ማለት ኣብ ህፃናት ላይ ኣብ ካለ ዓለም ዘለኹም ኣብዛ ዓዲ ነዊሕ ግዜ ካብ 14 ስጋብ 8 ዓመት ተዳጌርና ከም ሕብረተሰብ ክንወልድ ክንዛመድ ንቡር እዩ ማለት ሕጂ ብዙሕ ቆልዑ ናብ ግምት ክንእትዎ ካብ 2 ስጋብ 3 4 ካብ 1 ስጋብ 4 5 ዝበጽሑ ስድራ ቤታት ክህሉ እዮም እዞም ቆልዑ እዚኦም ናይ ዝተፈላለዩ ናይ ትምህርቲ ዕድል የብሎምን በቲ ባዕልና ብኤርትራውያን ጽዒርና ንሰርሖ ቤት ትምህርትታት እዮም ዝግልገሉ እዚ ቤት ትምህርቲ ዝንተዳ ጽባሕ ብዝኾነ ይኹን ቁጠባዊ ሽግር ተዓጽዩ ጽባሕ ደቅና ናብዮም ክኾኑ ኣብ ጎደናታት ክንረኽቦም ኢና ማለት እዩ ኣብ ሓደ እዚ ጎደናታት ከዓ እንታይ ይመስል ኩልና ንፈልጥ ኢና ሶሪ ኩልና ንፈልጥ ኢና ስለዚ ኩላትና ክንተሓጋገዝ ሽግራትና ከዓ ጠሚርና ክንሕዞ በይንኻ ኮይንካ ዝፍታሕ ሽግር የለን እንተ ሓቢርና ግን እንተ ሰጢምና ነቲ ሽግር ክንብል ንስጠም ነቲ ወቕቲ ክንብል ንስጠም ከምዚ ኣቦታትና ዝገብርዎ ንከረምቲ ምንቲ ዘርእኹ ዘርኡስ ኣብ ኣየት ዝበሃል ማሕረሻኦም የትብዑ ግራቶም ይሓርሱ ኩሉ ዮም ዝገብሩ ንሕና እውን ከምኡ ንኹን ኣማራፂ የብልናን ክንነብር እንተ ዳ ኮይንና ንዝመፅእ ዘሎ ወቕቲ ተዳሊና ክንፀንሕ ኣለና ንዝመፅእ ሽግር ብሓንሳብ ክንፀንሕ ኣለና ቤት ትምህርታት ናይ ደቅና ከመይ ገይሩ ይኽፈት ብፍላይ ድማ ኣብዚ ዞም ማለት ብናፃ ኣገልግሎት ዘገልግሉ ኣክቲቪስት ኣለውና ብናፃ ብንጹህ ልቢ ክንቀርቦ ብተንኮል ወይ ድማ ኣብ ውሽጦም ናትና ኢንተረስት ክነማዕብል ዘይኮነ ኣነ ከም ባዕለይ ዋላ ብናይ ስነ ሓሳብ ብሩህ መጻኢ ዝተሃነፅኩ ሰብ ይኹን እምበር ነዞም ሰባት እዚኦም ፀቕጢ ዝገብረሎም ምክንያት የብለይን ንዓይ እውን ክንፅሉን የብሎምን ሕጂ በዛ ኣጋጣሚ እውን ኣጋጣሚ ብሩህ መጻኢ ኣባላቱ ብዙሓት እዮም ኣብ ዝኾነ ቦታ ክህሉ ስለ ዝኽእሉ ብመሪሕነት ይኹን ብኣገልግሎት ገለ ግን ተነፅሎታት ኣሎ እዩ ሕጂ እውን እዚ እውን ሽግር ክፈጥር ይፅባሕ ካብዚ ዓንተ ወይ ሲጋል ዝበለቶ እውን ክንመሃር ንኽእል ኢና 70,000 ተረኺበን ኣለዋ ን10 ፅጉማት ደን ክኾና ን20 ፅጉማት ስድራ ቤት ደን ክኾና ኣብኡ እንተ ደኣ ኢድና ወይ ድማ ሓሳብና እንተዘይሃልዩ ናትና ጥራሕ ደይኮነ ናይ ኩሎም ኣብ ኤርትራ ዝቕመጡ ዝተፈላለዩ ዓይነት ኣብ እስራኤል ዝቕመጡ ዝተፈላለዩ ዓይነት ቅርፂ ዘለዎም ትካላት ማለት ምትኻብ ናይ ደቂ ሰብ እንተ ደኣ ኣብዚ ኣተንዲ ክገብሩ ዘይክኢሎም ሓሳቦም እንተዘይሃልዩ ፅባሕ ንግሆ ሽግራት እዮም ክፍሕሩ ዝነብሩ ማለት ነዚኦም እውን ይሕመቕ ይፀብቕ ፀዊዕና እቲ ዘሎ ሽግር እዚ ከዓ ምፅዋዕ ዘይኮነስ ግዴታ እዩ ንዓ ሓግዝ ሕብረተሰብና ኣብ ሓደ ጥርኑፍ ዝኾነ ቦታ ከኣቱ ወይ ድማ ነዚ ዘሎ ወቕቲ ክሰግር እንታይ ኢኻ ተበርክት ምባል ወላ ሓንቲ ሽግር ዘለዎ ኣይኮነን ብሓሳቦም ተነፂሎም ዝጠፍኡ ኤርትራውያን ውሑዳት ኣይኮኑን ብሓሳቦም ዝጠፍኡ ካብ ማለሲ ነዊሑት ዘመን ክትቆፅሮ እውን ኣቸጋሪ እዩ ብሓሳቡ ዝጠፍእ ኤርትራዊ ዜጋ ብቁፅሪ ኣልቦ እዩ ማለት ልዕሊ 100 ዓመት ዝኸደ ሂስቶሪ ዘለና ከምዚ ማለት ሕጂ ንሕና ኣብ ዝበሎ ኣብ 21 ክፍለ ዘመን ክደግሞ ግን ሸም እዩ ብጣዕሚ ኢኻ ትበኪ ስለዚ ኣብ ካልእ ዓለም ዘለኹም እውን ነዚ ብፀቕጢ ወይ ድማ ብርዲት ክትሕዝዎ እቲ ስኹም ተምፅዎ ካብኡ ዝበዝሐ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ቁሩብ ንዓይ ቁሩብ ሕርቕ ዘብለና ሓደ ኣሎ ኣብቲ ዘለኹም ዓለም ኮንኩም ንዘየለ ሰብ ክተመሓድርዎ ትገብርዎ ፃዕሪ ኮንቱ እዩ ማለት ብእግርኻ ድብኢትካ ዘይተርክቦሲ በቃ ህርፋን እዩ ዝኸውን ማለት እዩ እዚታት እውን እንተተወግድዎ ሰናይ ነገር እንተትዘሩ ካብ ስልእ ዝወፀ ካብ ሰባት ካብ ስርሖም ወይ ካብ ዝተፈላለዩ ኣበርክቶ ናይቲ ሕብረተሰብ ካብቲ ማሕበራዊ ኣገልግሎት ካብቲ ሕብረተሰብ ክንፀሉ ከም ዘይብሎም ዋላ ሽግር ይሃልዎም ዋላ ገበን ይግበሩ ኣብ ስደት ስጋብ ዝሃለው ንሕና ኢና ትሪት ክንገብሮም ንኽእል ንሕና ኢና ክንሕግዞም ንኽእል ንሕና ኢና ብሓሳብ ብስነ ኣእምራዊ ምድላዋት ሰባት ምዃኖም ክነረጋግፀሎም ንኽእል ካልእ ዓለም መፂኡ ኣብ ጎንና ክህሉ ይክእልን እዩ እንተሃሊና ጥራይ ዓለም ክስዕበና ዝኽእል በዛ ኣጋጣሚ ምስ መን ከም ንሰርሕ እውን ምርጫ ስለ ዘለና እቲ ዝተረኽበ ዕድላት ንኩሉ ሰብ ሼር ክንገብር ፍላይ ብእስራኤል ንነብር ማለት ዝተረኽበት ዕድል ምስ ዝኾነ ሰብ ሼር እንተ ዳ ጌርናያ ኣብ ሓደ ፅቡቕ ደረጃ ክንበፅሕ ንኽእል ኢና ኢለ ዝሓስብ ኣምላኽ ካብ ዝወሪዱ ደሎ የውፃና እና ስርናይ ሓፍተይ እውን ኣጋጣም ሶሪ ብጣዕሚ ኣላ ድያ ወፃ ዳ ዋላ ንሕና ከም ምንቅስቓስ እውን ዓሚ ዝሓሰብናዮ ነይሩ ከምዚ ፕሩፍ ኣውፂና ናይ 1 ዓመት 2 ዓመት ኣብ ልዕሊ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ እንታይ ክንገብር ንኽእል ኢልና ዝተጓዓዝናዮ ነይሩ ብጣዕሚ ቅዱሳት መንእሰያት ማለት እዩ ብምክንያት መዓልቲ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ደስ ዝብል ኣርማ ኣዴኻ ዓለምካ እንተኮይና ሓፍትኻን ጓልካን ከንታይካየን ዝብል ጭርሖ ካብ ኩሎም ቅዱሳት ኤርትራውያን ዝኣከብናዮ ገንዘብ ካብ ጅባና መላሊእና እስከ ምዝየን ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ይሕዋትና ገፅና ከፊትና ምስአን ክንውዕል ዘድልየን ነገራት ክንፈልጥ ኢልና ዓቕምና ገንዘብ ሒዝና ናብአን ከድና ባይዘወይ ገለ ኢንተረስት ዘለዎም ሰባት ክቐፅሉና ይከኣሉን ዳርጋ ብጎዞሞ ጎዮምና ማለት እዩ ድሕሪኡ ዝኾነ ዕድል ኣይረኸብና ብፍላይ ተን ደቂ ኣንስትዮ እውን ፍልሊ ናይ ሓሳብ ኣብ ፆታ ወይ ድማ ኣብ ሓደ ማሕበራዊ ኣገልግሎት ረብሓ እምበር ካስያ ዝበሃል ኮይኑ ይፈልጥን እዩ ብፍፁም ተኣምር ፍልይ ዝበለ ሓሳብ ነቓዕ ኣብ ገዛኻ ዘሎ እዩ ዝርኤልካ ፍልይ ዝበለ ሰብ ማለት እዩ ፍልይ ዝበለ ሰብ ሓደ ገዛ እንተእቲኻዮ ብዙሓት ሰባት ዘዝተረኣየቶም ፅቡቕ ነገርን ዘዝተረኣየቶም ፅቡቕ ሕማቕ ነገርን እዮም ዘውፅኡ ስለዚ እቲ ፅቡቕ ክበዝሕ ይኽእል እዩ ካብቲ ሕማቕ ስለዚ ካብዚ ምንቅስቓስና እውን እቲ ቀንዲ ኢንተረስት ናይዚ ምንቅስቓስ እውን ኩሉ ከም ዝፈልጦ ንሕና ኣብቲ ዝመፅእ ወለዶ ንዕኡ ዝኸውን ካልቸር ንምህናፅ እዩ ንዕኡ እቲ ተሪፍዎ ወይ ድማ እቲ ከሲርዎ ዘሎ ዛንታ ናይቲ ኣማፃፅኡ ይኹን ናይ ህላው እዩ ከመይ ገይሩ ክነብር ንምህናፅ ኢና ለይትን መዓልትን ንፅዕር ማለት እዩ ኣብዚ እውን ይሕመቕ ይፀብቕ ብሓጎስ ተትቀርቡና ፅቡቕ ነይሩ ናይ ወላ ሓደ ሰብ ናይ ውልቀ ሰብ ፀላእቲ ይኮናን ናይ ወላ ሓደ ሰብ ናይ ዝኾነ ትካል ሽግር የብልናን ጥራይ ፀረ ሰብ ኣይትኹን ሰባት ክትቀትል ሰባት ክትጨዊ ሰባት ክትዕምፅ ተዘይርኢናካ ኣባል ብሩህ መጻኢ ካብቲ ዝለዓለ ስነ ምግባር ዘለዎ ሰብ እዩ ምስ ዝኾነ ሰብ እውን ሓቢሩ ክነብር ዝኽእል ሰብ እዩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ኣብ እስራኤል ዘለኹም ክቡራት ኣሕዋትና እውን ተገዲስኩም ነዚ ምንቅስቓስ ክትርእይዎ ብፍላይቶም ትካላት ሒዝኩም ዘለኹም በዛ ኣጋጣሚ ኣነ ቁሩብ ክላብዎ ዝደሊ ፀጊት ሓወይ ኣነ ኣብ ዝተፈላለየ ኣውራጃዊ ሲቪክ ማሕበራት ይኸይደ ፅቡቕ ዝኾነ ባህሊ ፅቡቕ ዝኾነ ምትሕግጋዝ ይርኤ ክቕፅልዎ ነዚ ዘሎ ኩነታት እውን መሪሕ ኮይኖም ክወፅዎ ከዓ በዚ ኣጋጣሚ ይላቦ ኣብቲ ዝገብርዎ ፌስቲቫላት ኣብቲ ዝገብርዎ ናይ ፅምብላት ይኹን ናይ ታሪክ ምውርራስ ዝገብርዎ ምትሕግጋዝ ክትሪእን ከለኻ ከም ሕብረተሰብ ብጣዕሚ ተስፋ ኣለና ኢልካ ተኣምን ማለት እዩ ክትቃለስ ይኹን ዓድኻ ንክትምለስ እውን ብተስፋ ትነብር ስለዚ ነዚ ዘሎ ወሪዱ እውን ብመሪሕ ንኩሉ ከምቲ ኣብቲ ኣኼባታትኩም ይኹን ኣብቲ ንስኹም ትገብርዎ ፅምብላት ብዘይ ኣፈላላይ ትዕድሙ ኣብዚ ዝኸይድ ዘሎ እውን መሪሕ ኮይንኩም ነዚ ሕብረተሰብ ዋናታቱ ስለ ዝኾንኩም ብባህልን ብትዕግስትን ክትፀርዎ ትኽእሉ ንስኹም ስለ ዝኾንኩም መሪሕ ክትፃወቱ እቲ ዘሎ ሽግራት ናይቲ ሕብረተሰብ እውን ካብቲ ሕብረተሰብ ክትረኽብዎ በዚ ኣጋጣሚ ክላቦ ይደሊ ንሎሚ ዳርጋ እዚ መስለኒ ፀጊት ሓወይ ካልእ መዓልቲ ክመፅእ ምስ ሻዕብያ ራስ ብራስ ክወርድ
ثانك يو መንጌ ብጣዕሚ የቀኒልና ወ ካልእ ግዜ መደብ ክንሕዚና ብሕፅር ዝበለ ብዛዕባ እዝን ዋላ ካልእ እውን ኣስፋ ሓቢልና ክንዕልል ኢና ንሎሚ ግን ኣብዚ ኣኽለና ብጣዕሚ የቀኒልና ኣጆኹም ኣይትሕመቑ
ثانك يو ፀጊት ብጣዕሚና ንመስግነኩም
ዌልካም መንጌ ብሩህ መጻኢ ጨንፈር እስራኤል ከዓ ናይ ብሓቂ ዝትገብሮ ዘለኹም ቀሊል ኣይኮነን ኣጆኹም نقتل
اوكي هو هنقالس هنا سعيدنا خنقالس هنا بزح ነገር ይዘሎ ብዝኾነ ንኩሎም ብሩክ ለይቲ ካብ ዘሎ ሽግሩን ይውጣና ምናልባት
አሜን
ኦኬ ሕቶን ተዘሊ አኽለና ይመስለኒ
خلنا መንጌ ሓወይ ቁሩብ ምስቲ ትማሊ ምምሳይ ገለ መለኻ ተማሎ خلنا ቁራት ህዋት سوري نحطه يكون ولا نريته عدل كنت زي مخالنا بطعمي غريتا على معالتي كنا كحاسينا لو قلنا ابزي اخلنا اما جرى الشاك قبل